Chapter 1252. Mo Yen nodded in a hurry. All right. Madam, I'll wait for you. All right. Zhao Yun turned around and entered the kitchen. She picked up the black fish and began to cook. Zhao Yun's knife skills were all right but not great. She could slice the fish into thin slices. She had made the pickled vegetables before, and they just happened to be ready for the next few days. They came in handy now. Apart from the pickled vegetables and the black fish, Zhao Yun also prepared scrambled eggs with green peppers, cucumber salad and tofu soup with vegetables. Before long, the heavy fragrance of food wafted out from the kitchen. It made Mo Yen sniff heavily. She really wanted to eat. However, these dishes were for the important people waiting on the mountain. She could not eat them herself. In less than an hour, Zhao Yun finished cooking. She packed them into a lunchbox and passed it to Mo Yen. All right, it's done. You can send it over, said Zhao Yun. Mo Yen thanked Zhao Yun gratefully. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. I'll be off then. Zhao Yun smiled. You're welcome. Be careful on the way. If you want to eat my food, you can come over tonight and have a meal with me. Mo Yen was obviously more than happy to hear that. How could she turn down that? She giggled at Zhao Yun. All right, madam. I'll come over tonight. His master had left today anyway, so his master would not know if he was freeloading at Zhao Yun's place. Originally, he did not think much of it, but he could not help himself when he smelled the fragrance of Zhao Yun's food. Be careful on the way. Don't rush. Yep. All right. Zhao Yun's lips curled into a smile as she watched Mo Yen depart. This subordinate of Mu Lianfeng really was rather cute. After dealing with Mo Yen, Zhao Yun took a bath in a hurry. After washing up, he felt much more comfortable. In the afternoon, Zhao Yun rested at home for a while, then went to the foot of the mountain to find a place to plant tea. Although she had taken a fancy to that barren mountain, she didn't want to buy it with Madame Chi's scheming and cheating. But there had to be a place to grow tea leaves, so they had to find another suitable place. Fortunately, Shuilan village was close to the mountains. If they really wanted to open up a place, it wouldn't be difficult. Zhao Yun searched for a while and found a piece of land. However, it was slightly further away from the Shuilan village. It took more than 10 minutes to get there. Moreover, there were more trees in this area. If they wanted to use it to grow tea leaves, they would have to cut down all the trees on the mountain, which would take a lot of effort. It was not as easy to manage as a barren mountain. Looking at it now, it would be even better if they could get that piece of barren land from the Chi family. If they couldn't, they could only make do with this piece of land. Zhao Yun wandered around and prepared to go back. Suddenly, on the way back, they passed by a forest and saw two figures. One of them was actually rather familiar. Zhao Yun hurriedly hid behind a tree and looked in their direction. After looking carefully, she recognized the familiar figure. It was actually young Master Huang. Zhao Yun found it strange. How did young Master Huang come here? Zhao Yun was not far from the two of them, so she heard what they said clearly. Young Master Huang asked, did he do anything unruly during this period of time? Chapter 1253. The other man in black, who seemed to be in his 30s, replied, Are you sure you haven't contacted anyone from the Prime Minister's side? Young Master Huang asked. No, young Master Shitzi spends most of his time in the village and rarely interacts with the outside world. Oh right, young Master Shitzi often lives with a girl from the village. I've investigated that girl and she has a clean background. She was born and raised in Shuilan village. Young Master Shitzi also cares a lot about her, and there's nothing unusual about her. It seems that young Master Shitzi is not disloyal to you. Young Master Huang frowned and fell silent after hearing the man in black's words. If that's the case, then someone must have framed young Master Shitzi. Fortunately, he had sent someone to investigate in secret. Otherwise, he would have lost one of his men for nothing. Young Master Huang then said to the man in black, All right, I understand. Keep an eye on him later. If anything happens, report to me immediately. Yes. The man in black replied solemnly. Zhao Yun, who was hiding behind a tree, was very confused when she heard this. So it had something to do with Mu Lianfeng. Judging from their conversation, young Master Huang must have sent this man in black to secretly keep an eye on Mu Lianfeng. She didn't know who young Master Huang was and what his purpose was. She also didn't know if these two people would cause any harm to Mu Lianfeng. As Zhao Yun was thinking about these questions, she accidentally fell down from a nearby tree branch and made a creaking sound. Young Master Huang and the man in black, who were not far away, heard it. Who is it? A cold voice sounded, carrying a hint of danger. Zhao Yun knew that she had been discovered and it was too late for her to escape. She simply pretended that she was just passing by and didn't hear their conversation. Ouch! Zhao Yun'er sat on the ground and cried out. Young Master Huang and the man in black walked towards Zhao Yun'er. Young Master Huang's eyes revealed a trace of surprise when he saw Zhao Yun'er on the ground. Miss Yun, why are you here? Young Master Huang blurted out. Zhao Yun'er looked at young Master Huang and pretended to be surprised. She said to young Master Huang, Yes, young Master Huang. What a coincidence. Aren't you in the county minister's residence? Why are you here? Young Master Huang met with Zhao Yun's puzzled eyes. He didn't explain. I have something to do, so I came here. Miss Yun, what about you? Zhao Yun'er said, Master Huang, my family lives in Shuilan village. I came to the mountain to pick some wild vegetables. I didn't expect to accidentally sprain my ankle. After saying that, Zhao Yun'er's pair of jade hands rubbed her ankles. Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, young Master Huang felt that Zhao Yun'er must have happened to pass by and did not hear the conversation between him and the black-clothed man. Miss Yun, do your feet hurt? Can you walk? Do you want me to help you? Young Master Huang asked with concern. Will it trouble you? Young Master Huang smiled and said, It's okay. I'm fine. There's no one on the mountain. Miss Yun, it's hard for you to go back alone, right? Why don't I help you? Zhao Yun, didn't refuse young Master Huang's offer. She responded, All right, young Master Huang, I'll have to trouble you. Fortunately, I met you. Otherwise, I won't be able to meet anyone on this mountain. Chapter 1254. Lord Huang replied politely, then helped Zhao Yun'er up from the ground. Zhao Yun'er tried her best to pretend that she was just passing by and didn't hear a thing. However, the black-clothed man at the side kept staring at her with a burning gaze, unable to shift his gaze away. Zhao Yun'er's forehead was covered with a layer of cold sweat. She was very nervous and scared. Although Lord Huang didn't look like a bad guy, Zhao Yun'er didn't know what kind of person he was. Most importantly, Lord Huang had sent someone to spy on Mu Lianfeng. If he wasn't on the same side as Mu Lianfeng, he wouldn't be her friend. He could only be her enemy. If these two people knew that she had overheard their conversation, who knew if they would kill her to silence her? At this moment, Zhao Yun'er tried her best to pretend that she hadn't heard anything. She would tell Mu Lianfeng what had happened today when Mu Lianfeng came back. Because Lord Huang had known Zhao Yun'er for a while, he was quite familiar with Zhao Yun'er, so they chatted casually on the way. I didn't know that Miss Yun'er lives in this village. I just came out to have a walk today. I didn't expect that I would meet Miss Yun'er. It must be fate. Zhao Yun'er smiled. Yeah, it means that we're destined to meet. Where is Miss Yun'er's house? Zhao Yun'er pointed at a small shabby house not far from the foot of the mountain. My house is over there. Lord Huang was struck dumb for a second when he saw the shabby house. There was sympathy in his eyes. Miss Yun'er's house? What's wrong with my house? Lord Huang pursed his lips. He thought about what he was going to say in case he said something wrong and upset Zhao Yun'er. Miss Yun, your house looks very old. Is it comfortable for you to live in such a house? I don't think it's safe either. The entire house was on the verge of collapse. A slight gust of wind or a heavy downpour would probably cause the house to collapse, right? Lord Huang knew that the villagers were poor, but Zhao Yun'er's house was the most shabby one compared with the villagers. Zhao Yun'er thought that Lord Huang was going to say something else. She smiled. It's fine. Haven't you heard that a mountain is famous not because of its height? Water is famous not because of its depth. It may be a shabby house but because of its virtue. Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, both Lord Huang and the man in black were struck dumb for a second. It seemed that they couldn't believe that Zhao Yun'er, a young woman from the countryside, had said those words. Young Master Huang purposely repeated Zhao Yun'er's words to himself. He felt that he had read a lot of poems, but he had never heard the poems that Zhao Yun'er had recited before. The man in black, on the other hand, thought that Zhao Yun'er wasn't ordinary at all. He had been wondering why Lord Huang would fall in love with a young woman from the countryside. Now it seemed that this young woman was indeed outstanding. Miss Yun'er is right, but it would be better if you could live in a better house, said Lord Huang. He cared about Zhao Yun'er very much. Chapter 1255. After hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, young Master Huang felt relieved. Seeing young Master Huang's concern for her and treating her as a friend, Zhao Yun'er sighed in her heart. She hoped that young Master Huang was not a bad person. If young Master Huang and Mu Lianfeng were on opposite sides, Zhao Yun'er would naturally be on Mu Lianfeng's side. When the time came, she might fall out with young Master Huang. It would be difficult for her to be in the middle. When young Master Huang sent Zhao Yun'er home, he inevitably met some women in the village. These people were not fond of seeing others happy. When they saw Zhao Yun'er and young Master Huang together, young Master Huang supported Zhao Yun'er and felt that it was too intimate. Thus, they began to gossip about Zhao Yun'er. If you ask me, the most seductive person in the village is Zhao Yun'er. Isn't that so? What kind of qualifications does she have? She seduced young Master Shitzi. Young Master Shitzi just left and she already hooked up with another man. Look at the clothes of this man in yellow, he doesn't seem to be ordinary. He must be a big shot. Tsk. I can only say that Yun'er has the ability to hook up with such a big shot. Look at us. Even if we tried to hook up with him, he would probably ignore us. We'd better inform young Master Shitzi. Otherwise, young Master Shitzi will be deceived by this B*tc. Yes. We can't let this B*tc eat from the bowl and think about the pot. The women gathered together and discussed what to say to Mu Lianfeng. If it was only one person who said it, Mu Lianfeng would definitely not believe it. However, with so many of them testifying to each other, Mu Lianfeng would naturally believe it. The matrons all liked to join in the fun. Recently, old Zhao's family had many happy events. When they saw it, they were very jealous. Thus, they wanted to play tricks on Zhao Ping'er and ruin it. Otherwise, Zhao Yun'er would probably really become the heir consort in the future. Zhao Yun'er didn't know that there was such a scheme behind her back. Young Master Huang sent Zhao Yun'er back to Zhao Yun'er's house. Zhao Yun'er did not ask him to stay. She thought that young Master Huang was going back to the county magistrate's mansion. She did not expect that young Master Huang would go to the mountain. Zhao Yun'er fell into deep thought as she watched young Master Huang leave. Along the way, the man in black couldn't help but say to young Master Huang, "Master, there's something I don't know if I should say." "If you have something to say, say it. Why are you being so secretive?" "That? Master. That girl just now, you recognize her, right?" Young Master Huang replied. "Master, that girl is the woman that Lord Shitzi has taken a fancy to." "He has taken a fancy to her?" Young Master Huang's eyes were filled with curiosity. The man in black explained. He was talking about Zhao Yun'er just now. Young Master Huang was silent when he heard that. His eyebrows furrowed. Zhao Yun'er didn't stay at home for long before Mulan rushed over. Seeing that Mulan was out of breath, Zhao Yun'er hurriedly said, "Sister-in-law Mulan, slow down. Don't rush." Mulan nodded and stood in Zhao Yun'er's house. She was panting heavily, but there was a hint of joy on her face. Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but be curious. What could make Mulan so happy? "What's wrong? Sister-in-law Mulan?" Zhao Yun'er asked. Mulan beamed with joy and said to Zhao Yun'er, "Yun'er, we might be in-laws." Chapter 1256. Mulan? We're going to be in-laws? How are we going to be in-laws? Could it be that you've taken a fancy to my Daodu and want to betroth your heir Hua to my Daodu? Zhao Yun'er thought for a moment and asked in surprise. After all, in ancient times, there were many betrothal arrangements between children. If two families were on good terms, they would arrange a marriage for their children. Upon hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Mulan couldn't help but chuckle. She was amused by Zhao Yun'er. "I say Yun'er, you're too interesting. What are you thinking in that head of yours? Your Daodu is the little heir. My heir Hua is out of your league. That's not what I'm talking about." "Then, sister-in-law Mulan, which one are you talking about? How are we going to be in-laws?" Zhao Yun'er asked. Mulan patted her own mouth and hurriedly explained, Ba, I'm wrong. Yun'er, it's not that we're going to be in-laws. It's that our family and your father's family are going to be in-laws." "What?" Zhao Yun'er still didn't know what Mulan wanted to say. She was completely confused. Mulan was also very anxious to explain. "Hey Yun'er, it's like this." Mulan decided to speak slowly. She was an impatient person. Once she was happy, she didn't know what to say. "Sister-in-law Mulan, speak slowly. I'm listening." Mulan poured a glass of water on Zhao Yun'er's table and swallowed it. Then she explained, "Yun'er Muhin went back this afternoon. I saw her face was red, so I hurriedly asked her about the situation. This child didn't say anything. She secretly took off her clothes and washed them. There were still some red bloodstains on them. She didn't walk much. I look like I've already done it, however, she didn't want to tell me. I was worried and thought that someone had bullied her. I hurried to ask her and she finally told me. Guess what it is?" Zhao Yun'er frowned. She thought for a moment and shook her head. "I don't know. Sister Mulan, what's the reason?" Yun'er, Muhin said that he did it with Tianan. Zhao Yun'er was stunned. "You did that thing with Tianan?" That's right. Mulan nodded her head heavily. If it had been someone else, Mulan might have had some objections. But when she thought of Zhao Tianan, Mulan felt that it was a good idea. After all, Zhao Tianan was a reliable man. As his sister, she wouldn't have to suffer if she followed Zhao Tianan. As for why the two of them did it, it was probably because they were in love and couldn't help it. Her sister also said that Zhao Tianan would be responsible for her, so she didn't have to worry about anything. As long as the two families got married as soon as possible, everything would be fine. Yun, tell me, isn't this great news? If we become in-laws with your family, I'll be very happy. After all, it's not easy for my sister to find a reliable man. At her age, she should be thinking about marriage. After listening to Mu Hin's explanation, Zhao Yuner finally understood what was going on. It seemed that Zhao Tianan had really given up on Ma Xiaofeng and got together with Mu Hin. Seeing this result, Zhao Yuner was naturally happy. Compared to Ma Xiaofeng, Mu Hin was much better. It was good that Zhao Tianan could repent in time and jump out. This way they wouldn't be poisoned by Ma Xiaofeng in the future and their family would be tormented by Ma Xiaofeng. Chapter 1257. With Zhao Yuner's words, Mulan felt a lot more at ease. She was still a little afraid that Zhao Tianan did not really want to be in charge. Men were creatures of the lower half of their bodies. What they said might not be reliable. It would only count if they really did it. Yun, since you said that, we'll have to discuss it with your parents later, Mulan said. Zhao Yun, patted Mulan. Don't worry, sister-in-law Mulan. Leave it to me. Yes. I'll also take care of my family. If we really hold the wedding earlier, we can also prepare some things for Mu Hin. Now that Mu Hin was living with Mulan, since they could not rely on the Mu family as the elder sister, she naturally had to make sure that her younger sister's wedding was grand. She could not let Mu Hin suffer. Fortunately, the conditions were better now. She could prepare the things that needed to be prepared for Mu Hin's wedding. Sister-in-law Mulan, look at you. You're even happier than when you're marrying your own daughter. Zhao Yuner could not help but tease her. Mulan smiled shyly. Her reaction was indeed a little exaggerated. However, she could not suppress the excitement in her heart, so she acted like this. Of course, the most important thing was that she liked Zhao Yuner and her family. If she were to marry someone else, she would not necessarily be so happy. I only have one younger sister, Mu Hin. Isn't it just like how I treat my own daughter? Mulan said with a smile. While they were talking, Liang Jinxiao also found Zhao Yuner. He was just about to discuss the marriage between Zhao Tianan and Mu Hin with Zhao Yuner. Unexpectedly, Mulan was also there. The three women just happened to gather together and chatter. Without a doubt, everyone was very happy and looked forward to this marriage. After some discussion, they felt that it was very appropriate to hold a wedding for Zhao Tianan and Mu Hin after Zhao Yuner's house was built. After all, by that time, Zhao Yuner's family would have a new house with a lot of rooms. They would be able to spare a wedding room for Zhao Tianan and Mu Hin. Then they would hold a grand wedding and both families would be happy. It wouldn't take long for Zhao Yuner's house to be finished, so there was no need to rush. In any case, the two families had already discussed it, so there was nothing to worry about. After the discussion, Liang Jinxiao left. Zhao Yun, prepared to go to Mulan's house with Mulan. She had run out of soap at home. It would be too late to make more soap now. Therefore, she wanted to go to Mulan's house to get some and see Mu Hin. Mulan didn't refuse. Zhao Yuner was at home anyway. Anyway, there was nothing to do, so there was no harm in going to her house. The two of them walked in the direction of Mulan's house together. When they arrived at Mulan's house, Mu Hin stayed in the house and didn't come out. As a girl, it was inevitable that she would be a little shy when experiencing this kind of thing for the first time. She hid in the house and was too embarrassed to come out to meet people. Zhao Yuner had just gone to Mulan's yard, and Madame Qi was busy in the yard. Her youngest son changed a lot of diapers every day, and no one helped her wash them. She had to wash them herself. She had to cook, do housework and take care of the child. Every day Madame Qi was so tired that she couldn't bear it. As soon as she saw Zhao Yuner coming over, Madame Qi immediately became excited. She quickly put down the work in her hands and excitedly went up to Zhao Yuner and asked, Zhao Yuner, are you here to buy the Barren Mountain? We can discuss the price again. I'll give you a discount. Chapter 1258. She replied faintly to Madame Qi, sorry, you're thinking too much. I don't intend to buy your Barren Mountain. When Madame Qi heard this, she immediately became anxious. I say, Zhao Yuner, if you can't find any other land, can't you just sell it to me for some money? What else do you want? Previously, when Zhao Yuner said that she didn't want it, She still had hope in her heart that Zhao Yun'er would eventually come back to buy it from her. However, after waiting for Zhao Yun'er for a while, Zhao Yun'er didn't come back at all. Today, when Zhao Yun'er came to her place again, Madame Chi thought that she wanted to buy it, but she didn't expect that she wouldn't buy it. Now she didn't know what to do. So what if you don't want it? You just don't want to buy it? Since you like it, you can guard it yourself. Why do you want us to buy it? Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but reply. You? Madame Chi glared angrily at Zhao Yun'er, not knowing what to say. She sat back on the stool and kept muttering in her heart, "It's over, it's over." It seems that Zhao Yun'er really doesn't want to buy it. She couldn't sell the barren mountain that she bought with 5 taels of silver. 5 taels of silver wasn't a small amount. Zhu Dainyi said that if she lost 5 taels of silver, she would be rented to someone else as a wife and earn back the 5 taels of silver. In ancient times, many poor families couldn't find a wife, but wanted to continue the family line, so they would spend some money to rent someone else's wife. When the time came and the child was born, the woman would be sent back. But this method was very sinful for women. Basically, the woman who was rented out would not be welcomed in her husband's family when she returned home. And most importantly, she would be looked down upon. When the time came, the rumors in the village would be enough for her to suffer. No matter what, Madame Chi thought that she couldn't go down such a path. The problem now was that Zhao Yun'er didn't want to buy it and no one would buy it. It would be difficult to get back the 5 taels of silver. Madame Chi was a little anxious and didn't know what to do. From the looks of it, she had to be thick-skinned and talk to Li Zheng about it. She wanted Li Zheng to take back this piece of wasteland and return her money. Otherwise she would be rented out by Zhu Dainyi. Zhao Yun'er stole a glance at Madame Chi and couldn't help but gloat in her heart. Zhao Yun'er was still thinking about the wasteland in Madame Chi's hands if she didn't feel bad about what Madame Chi had done and wanted her to suffer a little. If he bought it for 5 taels of silver, he wouldn't have to go to the foot of the mountain to cultivate it. After all, it was troublesome to hire people to reclaim the land. Now Zhao Yun'er was just waiting for the Chi family to be desperate and beg her to buy it. Then she would give a lower price and take advantage of the Chi family. Mulan went into the house and took out the soap for Zhao Yun'er. "Yun'er, come, this is for you. I don't have much left at home. I have to get some later. Otherwise, I won't have enough to wash the clothes," Mulan said. Zhao Yun'er nodded. "Okay, sister-in-law Mulan, call me when you go. I'll go too." Mulan waved her hand and said, "It's okay, no need. Yun'er, you're busy every day. I'll get some soap for you. It's not a big deal anyway." "Okay. Thank you, sister-in-law Mulan." Zhao Yun'er didn't refuse and agreed. "It's okay, you don't have to be polite with me. It's not a big deal." Mulan replied indifferently. After getting the soap, Zhao Yun'er prepared to see Mu Hin. Chapter 1259. It was probably her first time doing it, so she was not feeling well and was resting now. Zhao Yun'er glanced at Mu Hin, afraid that Mu Hin would be embarrassed. "Xin, are you still in pain?" Mulan went forward and asked with concern. Hearing Mulan's voice, Mu Hin said shyly, "Sis, I'm fine. It's normal for it to hurt for the first time. I'll boil some hot water for you to wash later." Mu Hin responded. She was still very shy and did not know how to respond to Mulan. Faced with Mulan's straightforwardness, Zhao Yun'er smiled and said to Mulan, "Sister-in-law Mulan, don't harp on this matter. Otherwise Mu Hin will be embarrassed. Don't you think so? Look at my brain, I didn't think of this. It's all my fault. Xin, you should rest first. I'm going to work." Mulan wanted to leave the house quickly so that Mu Hin could have some peace and quiet. Hearing that Mulan was going to work, Mu Hin quickly jumped out of bed and wanted to help Mulan. "Sis, I'll go too." No need. Xin, you can just rest. Anyway, there's nothing to do. I can do it alone." "Sis." Mu Hin's cheeks blushed slightly. "I told you to rest, so you should rest. Don't push me." Mu Hin sighed. "Alright then, sis. If you encounter any difficulties, you have to tell me." I know. Zhao Yun'er did not stay at Mulan's house for long. She went back first. She had not washed the clothes that she had changed out of after the shower. She would wash them later so that she could save them for tomorrow. Ma Xiaofeng was in the same situation as Mu Hin. This was the first time someone had done it to her, so her lower body was in great pain. Lu San wasn't gentle at all. He didn't pay attention when he was doing it and his lower body moved a lot. Therefore Ma Xiaofeng's lower body was injured. At this moment he felt that his thing was a little swollen and painful. It was extremely uncomfortable. However, there was nothing she could do. She couldn't tell anyone about this. She couldn't even tell her mother about it. If she did, not only would her mother not care about her, she would even scold her to death. Ma Xiaofeng dragged her painful body back home. When she arrived at the courtyard, she found that the door of her house was tightly shut. However, when they got closer, they heard a moaning sound coming from inside. Ma Xiaofeng leaned closer to listen. It was her mother. It wasn't that Ma Xiaofeng hadn't encountered this before, so she knew exactly what the people inside were doing. She sighed softly in her heart. Her mother was doing dirty things with Zhao Wenshui again. She really couldn't do anything about her mother, but she couldn't say anything either. It was broad daylight. If someone came to the door and heard the commotion in her house, gossip would spread and their house would be slandered to death. The house was closed, so Ma Xiaofeng couldn't go in. She could only wait in the courtyard. She would only go in when her mother and Zhao Wenshui were done. In the house, Zhao Wenshui was panting as he did it with Chen Chuanxiu. After they finished pleasurably, Chen Chuanxiu reminded Zhao Wenshui, you have to remember what you promised me. If you can't do it this time, don't think of looking for me again. Zhao Wenshui immediately agreed. Don't worry. Since you promised, you'll definitely keep your promise. I'll go back and talk to my mother. I'm 80% sure that you can't do it, but I'll steal it at night. I'll send it to you after I steal it. You have to give me some time. I'll only do it at night. Chapter 1260. Okay. Don't worry. You're my precious baby. Why would I lie to you? Zhao Wenshui smiled wretchedly with a wretched expression on his face. Chen Chuanxiu pursed her lips and said to Zhao Wenshui, Okay. Don't talk nonsense in front of me. Get the thing to me first. Weren't you like this before? You swore in front of me that you would do it, but then you couldn't even fart. Zhao Wenshui, you tricked me once. Don't even think about tricking me a second time. I know. Then I'll go back now. Okay, you can go back. Be careful and see if there's anyone around. If there's no one, then get out. Chen Chuanxiu exhorted. She was afraid that someone would see them. No matter what, she and Zhao Wenshui were having an affair. The people in the village were the most shameless and would not allow it. I know. I'm not that stupid. Zhao Wenshui replied. Okay. Chen Chuanxiu responded. She watched as Zhao Wenshui secretly opened the door and went out. She sat on the bed and tidied up her clothes unhurriedly. She was helpless. If she had a choice, she would not like a man like Zhao Wenshui. There was nothing good about him. Even when it came to sex, he was not as good as Ma Xiaofeng's father. Fortunately, Zhao Wenshui seemed to be better this time. He could last a little longer. The previous few times, Zhao Wenshui could not last more than a few minutes. This time he could last for more than 10 minutes. Made her feel good. Otherwise she would have complained. After Zhao Wenshui left for a while, Ma Xiaofeng entered the room. Chen Chuanxiu had already tidied up her clothes. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng come in, she angrily questioned her. I say, you wretched girl, where did you run off to for the entire afternoon? She doesn't even do the chores at home anymore. Looks like she's learned to slack off just like Zhao Ping. The corner of Ma Xiaofeng's mouth twitched, and a trace of grievance appeared in her eyes. If she didn't leave, how could her mother and Zhao Wenshui do such dirty things so conveniently? Originally he had been wronged and was very sad. Once he came back, he was caught by Chen Chuanxiu and scolded. It would be strange if he felt comfortable in his heart. Mother. It's not like I don't want to do it. I didn't do any work at home. How can you accuse me of being lazy? Ma Xiaofeng retorted. She couldn't hold it in anymore. Chen Chuanxiu was infuriated when she heard that. You wretched girl, you're still being stubborn. Mother, I'm just telling the truth. How am I lazy? Other girls definitely don't have as much work as I do. Ma Xiaofeng felt uncomfortable and continued to say. If it were any other day, she wouldn't dare to argue with Chen Chuanxiu like this. Alright, you wretched girl. Watch how I deal with you. As Chen Chuanxiu spoke, she picked up the broom beside her and hit Ma Xiaofeng's body. Ah, it hurts. Ma Xiaofeng shouted. She didn't know if it was because of the pain from Chen Chuanxiu's hit or because her lower body hurt. In any case, her whole body hurt. As she shouted, the grievance in her heart made Ma Xiaofeng burst into tears. Why was she so pitiful? Forget that her father died when she was young. Chen Chuanxiu raised her, and Chen Chuanxiu didn't treat her well. She only had her younger brother in her heart. Chapter 1261. If it weren't for the 50 taels of silver that her mother asked for as a gift, Zhao Tianan wouldn't have backed out. After all, she and Zhao Tianan were still on good terms before. If it weren't for her mother's words, it was likely that Mu Hin wouldn't have been able to come between her and Zhao Tianan. Now everything was too late. Zhao Tianan and Mu Hin were together, so it was absolutely impossible for him to be with her. He was also ruined by Lu San. When the time came, even if she got married, she was afraid that it would be difficult for her to get married. Therefore, all of this was her mother's fault. Her mother was the bad person, the instigator. If she lived a miserable life in the future, it would be all because of her mother. The more she thought about this, the more Ma Xiaofeng's tears flowed down. Wu, seeing Ma Xiaofeng cry, Qian Chuanxiu suddenly froze. "You wretched girl, what are you crying for? I haven't punished you yet, but you're crying so hard." Qian Chuanxiu scolded angrily. However, Ma Xiaofeng still continued to cry as if she was very sad. Qian Chuanxiu, who originally wanted to continue to hit Ma Xiaofeng, stopped the movement of her hands and questioned Ma Xiaofeng. "I say, you wretched girl, why are you still crying so hard? Didn't I just lightly hit you a few times? You make it seem like I did something to you." Ma Xiaofeng ignored Qian Chuanxiu and just sobbed hard. Qian Chuanxiu was really helpless, so she had to coax. Okay, you wretched girl, stop crying. Mother won't hit you anymore, okay?" Qian Chuanxiu looked at Ma Xiaofeng and was really helpless. She had said all kinds of good and bad words, but Ma Xiaofeng still didn't listen to her. There was nothing she could do. "I say, Xiaofeng, what's wrong with you? Can you say something to mother?" "Oh, mother, what are you talking about? Tell me quickly. Are you trying to kill me?" Qian Chuanxiu hurriedly urged. Ma Xiaofeng thought for a while. Should she tell Qian Chuanxiu about Lu San? Looking into Qian Chuanxiu's eyes, Ma Xiaofeng found that Qian Chuanxiu was looking at her with concern. It seemed that Qian Chuanxiu still cared about her daughter. Ma Xiaofeng felt that if she didn't say it out loud and kept it in her heart, she would definitely feel uncomfortable. If Qian Chuanxiu couldn't be trusted, then the others couldn't be trusted either. She didn't have any solution now. If she told Qian Chuanxiu, maybe Qian Chuanxiu could help her think of a solution. Ma Xiaofeng choked and asked Qian Chuanxiu, "Mother, if I tell you, will you hit me or scold me?" "I'll only tell you if you don't hit me or scold me." Qian Chuanxiu was so anxious that she had no choice but to agree quickly. Okay. Tell me. Mother won't scold you or hit you, okay?" After hearing Qian Chuanxiu's promise, Ma Xiaofeng felt relieved and told Qian Chuanxiu the truth. "Mother, I was bullied by Lu San." When Qian Chuanxiu heard the two words Lu San come out of Ma Xiaofeng's mouth, she knew that it wasn't anything good. After all, Lu San was a rascal in the village. He always bullied young ladies and young wives. Who knew how many people had been tormented by Lu San? Not to mention a young lady like Ma Xiaofeng, even a woman of her age would be afraid when she saw Lu San. This was because Lu San didn't care about age when he picked people to bully. As long as it was a good-looking woman, he would hit her. Chapter 1262. Mother. I was bullied like that. Ma Xiaofeng's face instantly turned red. She was so embarrassed that she didn't know what to say. Qian Chuanxiu asked anxiously, "What do you mean by like that? What exactly is it like?" Ma Xiaofeng's words were vague. She didn't know the extent of bullying. Kissing and touching was bullying. Doing that thing was also bullying. The degree of bullying was different, and the consequences were completely different. If it was just kissing and touching, it was just teasing. Since she didn't lose a piece of flesh, she would forget about it and act as if nothing had happened. However, if she was caught by Lu San doing that, the situation would be completely different. Speaking of which, it was really a little serious. After all, a woman's chastity was ruined. It was a major event that would affect her marriage in the future. A woman who wasn't a virgin, to put it bluntly, was unclean. Usually, men with slightly better conditions wouldn't want her. "Mother," sob. Ma Xiaofeng couldn't say anything and started crying. After sobbing for a while, she said to Qian Chuanxiu, "Mother, it's just. I was pressed down and got down there." Qian Chuanxiu's mind went blank for a moment. She opened her mouth and wanted to say something, but she didn't know where to start. After a few seconds, she patted her thigh and started crying. "Oh, why is my life so tragic? Her man died at a young age and it wasn't easy for her to raise her daughter. She originally wanted to get a sum of money from her daughter. Now, after being ruined by Lu San, it was already good enough that her daughter could get married. How could she still think about other people's money?" "Mother." Sob. Seeing that Qian Chuanxiu was crying so miserably, Ma Xiaofeng started crying as well. She couldn't comfort Qian Chuanxiu, nor could she comfort herself. This matter was still too big of a blow to her. After Qian Chuanxiu finished crying, she rushed straight to the kitchen. Ma Xiaofeng hurriedly followed, wondering what Qian Chuanxiu was going to do. Qian Chuanxiu took a kitchen knife from the kitchen and rushed out angrily. Ma Xiaofeng quickly asked. Mother, where are you going? Chen Chuanxiu was so angry that her face turned pale. There was a fierce look in her eyes as she replied to Ma Xiaofeng. What for? Of course he had to settle the score with Lu San. My innocent daughter has been defiled by him. Shouldn't you at least give me an explanation? Otherwise I'll definitely chop him into pieces. Hearing Chen Chuanxiu's words, Ma Xiaofeng cried and begged, Mother? Don't go, please don't go. If you go, I'm sure everyone will know that I did that. How am I going to live in the future? Chen Chuanxiu calmed down a little. As the saying goes, don't wash your dirty linen in public. Ma Xiaofeng was telling the truth. Ma Xiaofeng continued to persuade her, Mother, no one knows that I was bullied by Lu San. If we keep it a secret, everyone will probably think that I'm innocent. If we settle the score with Lu San, no one will dare to come to our house to propose marriage. I'm afraid that I won't be able to get married for the rest of my life. Chen Chuanxiu sighed deeply. That won't do. Are we going to let Lu San off just like that? Mother, what else can we do? How many people in the village did he bully? Who exposed this matter again? Isn't everything fine now? Mother, help me think of another way. What should I do now? Ma Xiaofeng looked pleadingly at Chen Chuanxiu. Chapter 1263. She had to think of a way. Ma Xiaofeng had been bullied by Lu San. Even if she went to Lu San, she probably wouldn't be able to get anything out of it. After all, Lu San was a pauper and couldn't take out much money at all. Even if she killed Lu San, it wouldn't do their family any good. Instead, it would let people know that her Xiaofeng had been defiled by Lu San. Okay, then Mother won't go. I have to think of other ways. Xiaofeng, weren't you and that Zhao Tianan good before? Can't you let him be with you? Mother. I have no contact with him anymore. Don't talk about him. Ma Xiaofeng lowered her head and suppressed her anger. Her mother was really. Everything was fine before, but she didn't think of Zhao Tianan. Now that she messed up, she thought of Zhao Tianan. However, it didn't make any sense now. There was no hope for her to be with Zhao Tianan. Xiaofeng, you can only find someone with good conditions. How long has it been? Could it be that he has a change of heart for you? Mother? Isn't this all your fault? If you hadn't asked him for the 50 taels of silver, I guess I would be living with him now. Today's things wouldn't have happened. Chen Chuanxiu's heart was also annoyed. I as Xiaofeng, Mother didn't know at that time. If I had known that something like this would happen today, who would have asked him for the 50 taels of silver? How about this, you go and talk to Zhao Tianan first. Just say that I don't want the 50 taels of silver as a gift. See what he says. If I give him a daughter for no reason, he won't say anything, right? Chen Chuanxiu wasn't really so generous that she was willing to give up the gift money. But she knew very well that with Ma Xiaofeng's current situation, it would be difficult for her to get the gift money even if she married someone else. She might as well marry Zhao Tianan. At any rate, Zhao Tianan's family conditions were good. When Ma Xiaofeng married him, she might be able to send some things back to her family from time to time. She could be considered to have made a profit. Ma Xiaofeng didn't know what Zhao Tianan would say if she didn't even want the money. In any case, she had to try no matter what. At worst, she could just pretend to be pitiful and beg Zhao Tianan. As long as Zhao Tianan still had some nostalgia for her in his heart, he couldn't bear to see her too miserable. Mother, then I'll talk about it later. If it really doesn't work, then there's no other way. Ma Xiaofeng said in a deep voice. Chen Chuanxiu continued to sigh. She was worried about Ma Xiaofeng. He always felt uneasy as if something big and troublesome would happen later. She was also thinking that she was too unlucky. Otherwise, with Ma Xiaofeng's appearance, she would definitely be able to find a good matchmaker in the surrounding villages. Even if she couldn't get 50 taels of silver as the gift money, 10 taels of silver or so would be easy to get. As for now, AI. Chen Chuanxiu sighed heavily and put down the kitchen knife in her hand. Facing Ma Xiaofeng, she didn't dare to speak too harshly. Thinking about it, her daughter had suffered a big blow today. If she spoke too harshly, Ma Xiaofeng would take things too hard and kill herself or jump into the river. Then she would lose a daughter for no reason. No matter what, she was a piece of flesh that fell from her own body. It would be a lie to say that she didn't feel any heartache. She had raised her daughter with great difficulty. When she was old, she definitely couldn't count on her son. More or less, she would need Ma Xiaofeng to help her shoulder the burden. Chapter 1264. Okay, Xiaofeng, don't cry. Since it happened, there's nothing we can do about it. Go and rest. Mother will boil some water for you to wash. Chen Chuanxiu said gently to Ma Xiaofeng. Since it was her first time doing it, her body must be dirty and painful down there, so she had to soak in hot water. It was Ma Xiaofeng's first time seeing Chen Chuanxiu like this, and she was slightly touched. Mother. Ma Xiaofeng responded. AI. Chen Chuanxiu sighed again, then went into the kitchen and began to boil water. Chen Chuanxiu was hoping that Zhao Wenshui could really bring something for her to eat. Her Xiaofeng's body needed to be nourished and recuperated. Otherwise, Ma Xiaofeng's body might not be able to take it because of her sadness. At night, Chen Chuanxiu saw that Zhao Wenshui didn't come over for a long time. Because Zhao Wenshui wasn't reliable, she knew that he couldn't bring anything good, so she went to sleep. But in the middle of the night, there was a knock on the door. Hearing the noise, Chen Chuanxiu opened the door. It was Zhao Wenshui standing outside. Chen Chuanxiu was instantly delighted. She was yawning, but after seeing Zhao Wenshui, she immediately became energetic. Chen Chuanxiu smiled and asked, Zhao Wenshui, did you bring something here? Did you get it? Zhao Wenshui quickly responded, I got it. It's all meat. Hearing Zhao Wenshui say that it was all meat, Chen Chuanxiu was even happier. That's good. Quick. Coming quickly. Okay. Zhao Wenshui responded eagerly and followed Chen Chuanxiu into the house. Zhao Wenshui took out 2 big packets of yellow oil paper from his sleeves. The yellow oil paper contained the meat dishes stolen from old Zhao's house. He opened the yellow oil paper and took a look. There were some braised pork and some steamed meat. These were all good stuff. How could the villagers eat such good food on a normal day? It would be amazing if there were a few drops of sesame oil in the food. Chen Chuanxiu leaned closer to take a sniff. A fragrant smell came to her face, and she couldn't help but swallow her saliva. It's all meat. Just looking at it makes me drool. Zhao Wenshui, you are really capable this time. Chen Chuanxiu praised Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui smiled proudly. Of course. Since I've promised, I'll definitely deliver it to you. Chen Chuanxiu threw a coquettish glance at Zhao Wenshui. Not bad, Zhao Wenshui, you've done one thing. As soon as Chen Chuanxiu finished speaking, Zhao Wenshui leaned over wretchedly and hugged Chen Chuanxiu. He blew into Chen Chuanxiu's ear and said flirtatiously, Since I've done this, shouldn't you reward me? Chen Chuanxiu naturally knew what the reward Zhao Wenshui was talking about was. She glared at Zhao Wenshui coquettishly. That's enough. Don't be naughty in front of me. The 2 children are sleeping in the house. If we make any noise, they will definitely wake up. Zhao Wenshui continued to hug Chen Chuanxiu shamelessly and begged, That's okay. Let's be gentle. You're really something. Why are you in such a hurry? It's not like you don't have other opportunities. It's the middle of the night and the 2 children are at home. It's not convenient. Come over tomorrow. Chen Chuanxiu said seriously. Chapter 1265. I'll come back tomorrow? Zhao Wenshui murmured as he stared at Chen Chuanxiu with his lustful eyes. No matter how he looked at Chen Chuanxiu, he felt that Chen Chuanxiu was much prettier than his wife. Chen Chuanxiu's face was very delicate, and her facial features were very beautiful. Okay, I'll come back tomorrow, Chen Chuanxiu said hurriedly. Before leaving, Zhao Wenshui pulled Chen Chuanxiu and said to her, how about a kiss? Looking into Zhao Wenshui's expectant eyes, Chen Chuanxiu couldn't refuse. She twitched the corner of her mouth and said to Zhao Wenshui, Okay, hurry up. Don't be too slow. Okay. Zhao Wenshui answered happily and quickly kissed Chen Chuanxiu's face. Then he turned around and went back happily. Chen Chuanxiu originally planned to go back to sleep, but she couldn't sleep because of the meat on the table. She wanted to taste it quickly. So she took 2 plates of meat to the kitchen and reheated them in the middle of the night. Not long after, a fragrant smell wafted out of the kitchen. She didn't believe it before, but now she finally believed it. Old Zhao's banquet this time was really good. Let's not talk about other dishes. Chen Chuanxiu tasted the 2 dishes that Zhao Wenshui sent over and exclaimed that she had never eaten such delicious food. After eating, Chen Chuanxiu hurriedly asked her 2 children to get up and eat. The 2 plates of meat were eaten clean by the 3 of them. Chen Chuanxiu thought to herself that she should ask Zhao Wenshui to get more. She hadn't eaten enough yet. The next day, Zhao Yun continued to go up the mountain to pick tea. There were a lot of tea leaves stored at home, about 20 kilograms. With so many tea leaves, she had to continue to sell them. She had to go to the county magistrate's mansion and ask about the situation when she was free. She couldn't expect the county magistrate to bring news to her. After all, the county magistrate was busy with many things on weekdays. Helping her to promote the tea leaves was a great help to her. Zhao Yun spent the entire morning picking tea leaves. When it was close to noon, Mu Lianfeng returned from Yang City. He did not spend too much time in the Crown Prince's residence. She only stayed for a day. She didn't know why old Madame Mu let Mu Lianfeng go so easily. When Zhao Yun'er saw Mu Lianfeng, she found that Mu Lianfeng had a sullen face and looked very unhappy. Something unpleasant must have happened in Yang City. Zhao Yun'er hurriedly asked, Mu Lianfeng, what's wrong with you? You seem to have a lot on your mind. Did you encounter something troublesome? Speaking of this, Mu Lianfeng sighed and didn't say anything. He just held Zhao Yun'er tightly in his arms. Zhao Yun'er was even more worried and hurriedly asked, Mu Lianfeng, what's wrong? Can you tell me about it? He didn't even give her an explanation. She was really anxious. Yun'er, what if I implicate you in the future? Mu Lianfeng asked in a low voice. Zhao Yun'er was puzzled. She didn't know why Mu Lianfeng suddenly said this. She continued to ask, what do you mean by implicating me in the future? What can you implicate me in? Mu Lianfeng, could it be that His Majesty is making things difficult for you and punishing you for something? Mu Lianfeng shook his head. It has nothing to do with His Majesty, but... Chapter 1266. This marriage was between Mu Lianfeng and Murong Shuang, Mu Lianfeng's cousin. The Murong family and imperial consort Hua's family had been friends for generations. Murong Shuang and imperial consort Hua were cousins. Imperial consort Hua's birth mother was Murong Shuang's aunt. This time the marriage between Murong Shuang and Mu Lianfeng. Imperial consort Hua's relationship was used to grant the marriage. The reason for this was that Mu Lianfeng's attitude towards Murong Shuang was too cold, so Murong Shuang went to extremes. Since the marriage was granted, Mu Lianfeng had to marry Murong Shuang unless he disobeyed the imperial edict. Mu Lianfeng received the imperial edict when he went back this time. He was very upset. He didn't like Murong Shuang and he didn't like being tied to Murong Shuang in this way. According to old Madame Mu, she was happy to do so. She kept persuading Mu Lianfeng to marry Murong Shuang. However, Mu Lianfeng didn't agree no matter what. He was determined not to give in. This time he made a big fuss and left the young lord's mansion. Even if he disobeyed the imperial edict, even if he displeased imperial consort Hua, even if he was severely punished in the future, Mu Lianfeng still wanted to insist. After all, he only had Zhao Yun'er in his heart. If he wanted to marry someone, he would only marry Zhao Yun'er. After hearing Mu Lianfeng's bitterness, Zhao Yun'er was silent for a moment. She was puzzled. She didn't offend anyone. How did she offend imperial consort Hua? Now that she thought about it, it probably had something to do with Murong Shuang. If it wasn't Murong Shuang who made tit for tat and asked someone to stir up trouble at her breakfast stall, who could it be? It couldn't be imperial consort Hua who was far away in the capital, could it? Zhao Yun'er believed in her heart that a person like imperial concubine Hua would definitely disdain to bother with her. After all, she was just a little woman in the countryside. She had nothing to do with imperial consort Hua. This Murong Shuang, Zhao Yun'er gritted her teeth. Since she dared to steal her man, she would have to see if she would let her. Mu Lianfeng, what will happen if you defy the decree? No matter what, Zhao Yun'er's first consideration was Mu Lianfeng's situation. She couldn't let Mu Lianfeng lose his life for her, right? Mu Lianfeng said in a low voice, at most I'll be stripped of my title and suffer some physical pain. I think I can still keep my life. When Zhao Yun'er heard Mu Lianfeng say that his title would be removed, she thought that the situation was really serious. If Mu Lianfeng gave up his status as the heir apparent, Zhao Yun'er would feel that it was a pity. She was not greedy for power, but she felt that Mu Lianfeng had sacrificed too much to be with her. In ancient times, what people valued the most was wealth. Mu Lianfeng was an honorable man. Even if he gave up, he couldn't possibly stay in the countryside and farm with her. Wouldn't that be too oppressive for Mu Lianfeng? Mu Lianfeng, can you find a way to get the best of both worlds? Zhao Yun'er asked with a frown. In her heart, she didn't want to give Mu Lianfeng to Murong Shuang, but she also didn't want Mu Lianfeng to suffer. A way to get the best of both worlds? Mu Lianfeng thought about it. It was probably impossible to ask imperial consort Hua for help, unless he asked the emperor for help. However, with the Hua family's influence, Mu Lianfeng wasn't sure if the emperor would give up on him because of the Hua family's influence. You can try to talk to the emperor, but I'm not sure if it will work, Mu Lianfeng said. The emperor? Yes. Mu Lianfeng nodded. Then do you have to rush to the capital? Chapter 1267. Now he could only rely on this method. No matter what, Mu Lianfeng thought that he had to try. If he succeeded, he would not be afraid of offending Imperial Consort Hua. Although the emperor did not have much real power, the imperial edict was still more powerful than the imperial edict of the empress. Okay. But there's no hurry. Let's take a rest today and go tomorrow. Mu Lianfeng nodded and let go of Zhao Yuner reluctantly. He whispered in Zhao Yuner's ear, Yuner, don't worry. No matter what, the only woman in my heart is you. The only woman I want to marry is you. This sentence seemed to be Mu Lianfeng's promise to Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner answered. Okay. Mu Lianfeng, I believe in you. Okay. After Mu Lianfeng and Zhao Yuner lingered for a while, they hurried to the mountain. He wanted to settle the matters on the mountain so that he could leave for the capital tomorrow. Otherwise, Mu Lianfeng would not be at ease if he did not tell her anything. There were many things on the mountain. It would be difficult for Mo Yen to deal with them alone. Zhao Yuner went to old Zhao's house. She was going to help Liang Jinxiao take care of the food for old Zhao's family. As soon as they arrived at old Zhao's courtyard, they heard the quarrel in the courtyard. Because at noon, old Zhao's family found that there was much less meat, especially steamed meat. It was too little. After eating last night, Hua Chunhua checked the leftovers. Now that she looked at them again, she could tell that something was wrong. She shouted in the courtyard. She was shouting at the people of old Zhao's family. Who the hell is it? Come out and eat the food in the kitchen. Aren't you afraid of being stuffed to death after eating so much steamed meat? How shameless. How dare you do such a sneaky thing? If I catch you later, I'll tear you apart. Hua Chunhua scolded and spat out saliva from her mouth. Old Zhao's daughters-in-law were trembling with fear. Seeing Hua Chunhua's fierce look, they knew that they would be in trouble later. After all, if Hua Chunhua was in a bad mood, they would suffer with her. Hua Chunhua stood and scolded for a day. Feng Zhangxia came to Hua Chunhua and said to Hua Chunhua, Mother, we were full last night and we were not hungry. Why did you steal the food in the kitchen? Don't you think so? Hua Chunhua snorted. You didn't steal it? Then tell me, could it be that the meat in the kitchen grew wings and flew away? Feng Zhangxia pursed her lips and continued to explain, Mother, what are you talking about? Think about it. There are so many leftovers. Anyway, we can eat as much as we want on the table. You didn't say anything. Why didn't you eat it at the table? Why did you steal it in the kitchen every day? When Hua Chunhua heard this, she fell silent for a moment. Her eyes turned and she felt that Feng Zhangxia's words made some sense. She nodded and said, Eldest daughter-in-law, what you said makes sense. Then can you explain to me who stole our leftovers? I checked it last night. There's no mistake. Feng Zhangxia thought for a moment. Hua Chunhua said, Mother, did a mouse or a cat steal the food? Chapter 1268. Feng Zhangxia was silent for a moment. She thought about it and agreed. The cupboards were all locked, so cats, dogs, and mice couldn't open them. It was impossible for cats, dogs, and mice to steal the food. However, Hua Chunhua would be suspicious of them if they said that the food was eaten by humans. She would probably nag non-stop. However, Feng Zhangxia was clear that it had nothing to do with her. Mother, I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't our first branch who stole it. Feng Zhangxia began to clear her name. Then who stole it? Damn it. Which heartless bastard stole all the vegetables? If I catch him, I'll skin him alive. Hua Chunhua swore. After scolding, Hua Chunhua still felt uneasy because she didn't know who stole the food. What if he wasn't caught and the food in the kitchen was stolen again? Hearing Hua Chunhua's nagging, Feng Zhangxia's eyes turned. She moved closer to Hua Chunhua and said to Hua Chunhua, Mother, do you think it was second brother who stole it? I think he stole money last time. I don't know if he's doing it again this time. Feng Zhangxia said this on a whim. If she said this to Zhao Wenshui, it would be better if they could separate from the family if they had a conflict. After Feng Zhangxia finished her words, Hua Chunhua thought about it and felt that it was really possible. After all, Zhao Wenshui had a criminal record. He stole money. It was possible that he stole some food. Li Chuiying heard Feng Zhangxia's words. He scolded Feng Zhangxia, Sister-in-law, what nonsense are you talking about? What do you mean my Wenshui stole it? Tell me which eye of yours saw it. If you didn't see it, don't talk nonsense and accuse others. Li Chuiying glared at Feng Zhangxia. This sister-in-law of hers must have said a lot of bad things about the second branch on a daily basis. When Feng Zhangxia mentioned it in front of Hua Chunhua, a lot of things could happen. Feng Zhangxia probably contributed a lot to Hua Chunhua's dislike of her. Being heard by Li Chuiying on the spot, Feng Zhangxia couldn't defend herself even if she wanted to. Her expression changed slightly and she said to Li Chuiying, I say, second sister-in-law, I didn't say anything wrong. It's like this. Second brother has this old habit. It's normal for him to do it again. After all, no one in the other branches would do this kind of thing. Feng Zhangxia's words almost angered Li Chuanying to death. Her sister-in-law was too much. She was so angry. Wasn't it obvious that she wanted to put the blame on the second branch? No one could stand such treatment, and Li Chuanying was no exception. She almost fought with Feng Zhangxia. Sister-in-law, you're too much. Did you eat *tea in your mouth? You like to talk nonsense. Li Chuanying said angrily. When did I go too far? When did I talk nonsense? Second sister-in-law, then tell me who stole our family's vegetables. Feng Zhangxia also became angry. She thought of Shin Pan'er's words. The fiercer they quarreled, the bigger the trouble, and the more likely it was that they would have to split from the family. Chapter 1269. Aya, second sister-in-law, you can't say that. Alright. Mother, just take it that I said too much. If it wasn't second brother and second sister-in-law's family who stole it, then I shouldn't have said that. Feng Zhangxia hurriedly spoke hypocritically to Huo Chunhua. However, Huo Chunhua was even more certain that it was the second branch who stole it. She frowned and looked at Li Chuanying with a pair of gloomy eyes. Second brother's wife, your sister-in-law is right. Second brother is a habitual offender. If he steals once, there will be a second time. When we catch him later, we will interrogate him properly. If it really was second brother, see if he wouldn't skin him alive. I will let her know how powerful I am. After Huo Chunhua finished scolding in a huff, Li Chuanying's face turned pale. Wasn't it a slap in her face to say that Zhao Wenshui was a slap in her face? It was all because Feng Zhangxia had slandered her that Huo Chunhua was suspicious of the second branch. When they returned, she would probably catch Zhao Wenshui and scold him. If there was evidence, it would be fine. If there was no evidence, it would prove that Zhao Wenshui ate it. Why should she scold him and get scolded for no reason? Mother, don't listen to sister-in-law's nonsense. Think about it, why would Wenshui steal it? There is no reason for him to steal it. Wenshui had eaten so much during the meal. Why would he steal food when he was full? There is no need for him to do that. Li Chuanying explained at the top of his voice. When Huo Chunhua heard Li Chuanying's words, she also felt that it made sense. That's true. Second brother is eating and drinking well at home. Why would he steal food? Look at him eating like a pig. His stomach is full. Logically speaking, he shouldn't be able to eat. If he could, then he would really be a pig. Huo Chunhua was puzzled and couldn't figure it out. No matter how he looked at it, he didn't think that it was a family member who stole it. Li Chuanying rolled her eyes and said to Huo Chunhua, Mother, why do you want to steal from our family? Was there a need to steal from their own family? I don't think it was stolen by one of our own. We're not the only ones living in old Zhao's courtyard. Li Chuanying's meaning was obvious. Huo Chunhua was not a fool. She immediately understood what Li Chuanying meant. You're saying that third brother's wife stole it? Huo Chunhua pondered for a moment. That was indeed a possibility. They didn't leave any leftovers for the third branch at the banquet, so it was normal for the third branch to do something sneaky. His brows knitted together, and a pair of gloomy eyes fell on the room of the third branch. Mother, I didn't mean that. You were the one who said it. Li Chuanying hurriedly tried to shirk responsibility. She was afraid that the third branch would find her and say that she was the one who said it. Then the third branch would scold her. What do you mean by I said it? I know what you mean. I think it was the third branch who stole it. I'll go find them and ask. Huo Chunhua said angrily. Then she went to the third branch's room and called out to Liang Jinxiao. Third brother's wife, come out. Third brother's wife. After Huo Chunhua called out a few times, Liang Jinxiao came out of the room and said to Huo Chunhua, Mother, why did you ask me to come out? Why did I ask you to come out? Tell me why I asked you to come out. Huo Chunhua said angrily and reprimanded Liang Jinxiao. Chapter 1270. Third brother's wife, tell me the truth. Did you steal the things in my kitchen? There's a lot less steamed pork. There's no one else in the courtyard except for you. Don't quibble and say no. Liang Jinxiao was stunned and looked at Huo Chunhua with grievance. Mother, what the hell are you talking about? How could I steal things? So you're saying it's not you? It wasn't me in the first place. You're still quibbling. Huo Chunhua scolded angrily. Then tell me who else in the courtyard can enter our third branch's room except for your family? It's said that it's hard to guard against a thief in the house. We just didn't leave any leftovers for your third branch. You don't have to act like a thief and steal from us. You'll be embarrassed if word gets out. Hua Chuanhua's words happened to fall into the ears of Zhao Yun'er, who came to the third branch's courtyard. After hearing Hua Chuanhua's words, Zhao Yun'er was very angry and cursed at Hua Chuanhua. I say, grandmother, you're really good at slandering people. Who cares about your leftovers? Do my parents need to steal them from you? Looking into Zhao Yun'er's angry eyes, Hua Chuanhua twitched the corner of her mouth and said, Zhao Yun'er, what do you mean by not caring about them? Don't you still want to eat my family's food? Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but roll her eyes and snort softly, Grandmother, please figure out how much your family's broken things are worth. To put it bluntly, I don't care about them at all. Is there anything that can't be bought with money? Girl, you're really good at talking. Hua Chuanhua's mouth twitched and she couldn't help but scold her. After being refuted by Zhao Yun'er, she suddenly felt speechless. However, in her heart she still believed that it was the third branch who stole it. I'm just telling the truth. Don't let a mad dog out. Just tie it up in the house. If it goes out, it will bite people. Zhao Yun'er snorted, implying that Hua Chuanhua was a mad dog. Hua Chuanhua slapped her thighs and cried, as if she was afraid that no one would know what had happened. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my granddaughter has turned the world upside down. She called her elder a mad dog. In the face of Hua Chuanhua's strange behavior, Zhao Yun'er was too lazy to say anything. Grandma, you are slandering my mother. Isn't that even more unreasonable? I respect you as an elder, so I'm polite to you. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Zhao Yun'er cast a frightening look at Hua Chuanhua, which made her shiver. Hua Chuanhua immediately shut her mouth when she thought of the suffering she had suffered at the hands of Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er snorted and said, Grandma, if the things were really lost or stolen, then you should check the people in your branch. After all, there are many strange people. Our family's daily meals are good, so we don't care about your things. After Zhao Yun'er finished speaking, she pulled Liang Jinxiao and led Liang Jinxiao into the house. Hua Chuanhua stood in the middle of the courtyard, her face full of resentment. Li Chuanying and Feng Zhangxiao walked forward and said to Hua Chuanhua, Mother Shui is getting more and more out of hand. That's right. She's turning the world upside down. What kind of attitude is that? She said that it wasn't stolen, so it wasn't stolen? Chapter 1271. Mom? Yun'er is so powerful. Who dares to provoke her? That's right, Mom. Yun'er is too powerful. Even if the two of us want to help you deal with her, there's nothing we can do. Aren't you just making sarcastic remarks? That's bullsh*t. Who doesn't know how to bullsh*t? Hua Chuanhua cursed. After that, Feng Zhangxia and Li Chuanying's faces turned pale. They didn't know what to say for a moment. Okay. Let's go back. Just pretend that the food was eaten by a dog. How can we catch the thief? No one will admit that they stole it. Hua Chuanhua said. She felt uncomfortable and didn't want to say more. Instead, she went back to her room. Feng Zhangxia and Li Chuanying looked at each other and rolled their eyes at each other. One of them didn't like the other. Zhao Yun'er went to chat with Liang Jinxiao casually and then started to cook. Liang Jinxiao said to Zhao Yun'er in the kitchen, I don't know who stole the vegetables in your grandma's house. If they don't find out, they'll definitely think that we stole it. After all, it was always uncomfortable to be suspected. Liang Jinxiao was most afraid of this. He didn't usually do such things. Naturally, he felt uncomfortable when he was suddenly accused of doing such a thing. Zhao Yun'er understood what Liang Jinxiao was thinking. She said to Liang Jinxiao, Mom, don't worry about this. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you didn't steal it. What right do they have to suspect you? What do you think? I think it was second uncle who stole these vegetables. Liang Jinxiao looked at Zhao Yun'er in confusion. Yun'er, why did you say that your second uncle stole it? Zhao Yun'er chuckled. Because there's no one else other than him. The one with the worst moral character in old Zhao's family should be Zhao Wenshui. Usually he was lazy and even stole money. For things like stealing, if there was a first time, there would be a second time. It was very easy to commit the same crime again. In old Zhao's family, it was impossible for the fourth branch to be involved. Although there were some weirdos in the first branch, they wouldn't do such a sneaky thing. It could only be Zhao Wenshui. If that's really the case, then there's nothing we can do. We can't catch them, so we can only let it go, right? Mother, it's not that we can't catch them, it's that we don't want to. I think we can try to catch this thief today. Zhao Yun'er's mouth curled up into an arc, thinking of the mousetrap from before. It could come in handy now. How do we catch them? Liang Jinxiao looked at Zhao Yun'er curiously. She naturally hoped that Zhao Yun'er could catch the thief so that she could prove her innocence. She didn't want Hua Chunhua to complain that she stole again. Mother, this is simple. Zhao Yuner told Liang Jinxiao the method, but it was just using the mouse trap. She first told Zhao Baoshan that she would put the mouse trap in the kitchen at night. If Zhao Wenshui continued to steal, he would definitely go to the kitchen. When that time came, he would naturally be caught by the mouse trap. It would be strange if Zhao Wenshui didn't scream. After all, Zhao Xinhui was tortured so badly that his leg was almost crippled. Chapter 1272. If the culprit was Zhao Wenshui, Liang Jinxiao would not have to explain himself. Liang Jinxiao's innocence would be proven. After Liang Jinxiao heard this, he felt that Zhao Yuner was right and made sense. Although this method was a little cruel, compared to the act of stealing from one's own family, this method was not too much of a problem. Yuner, that's fine. We'll do as you say. It's just that your second uncle will have to suffer a little. Liang Jinxiao sighed with emotion. After hearing Liang Jinxiao's words, Zhao Yuner could not help but sigh. Her cheap mother was a little too kind, wasn't she? She actually said that Zhao Wenshui, the thief who stole from her family, was wronged. Punishing him in such a way was already being polite to him. Mother, don't worry. Nothing big will happen. We just have to watch a good show. Yes. Liang Jinxiao nodded heavily. After eating with the third branch, Zhao Yuner prepared some dishes and prepared to send them to Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng was not used to the food on the mountain. Anyway, she did not have much to do, so there was no harm in sending them. Chapter 1273. After all, he had been with young Master Huang for quite some time. He had never seen young Master Huang treat anyone like a friend. Mu Lianfeng guessed that Zhao Yuner did not know young Master Huang's true identity. Otherwise, she would not have acted in such a manner. After all, with his high and mighty status, everyone would revere him. After Zhao Yuner and young Master Huang chatted for a while, they returned to the topic of Zhao Yuner's visit. Zhao Yuner held the box of food in her hands as she explained to young Master Huang, "It's nothing much. I'm just here to deliver some food to the heir. I don't think he's used to the food on the mountain." It was mealtime and Mu Lianfeng was about to eat. Actually, it was not that he was not used to the food on the mountain. It was just that he liked Zhao Yuner's cooking. Because of Zhao Yuner's excellent cooking skills, the food tasted even better. Delivering food? Young Master Huang sighed. His envious gaze landed on Mu Lianfeng. He's really lucky to have such a woman by his side. That's right. Being stared at by young Master Huang, Mu Lianfeng had no choice but to reply. It just so happens that I'm hungry. Can we eat together? Young Master Huang wasn't shy at all. He asked shamelessly. Oh, but I only prepared food for one person. Zhao Yuner paused for a moment before explaining. Young Master Huang hesitated for a moment and looked at Mu Lianfeng. He seemed to be asking for Mu Lianfeng's opinion. Mu Lianfeng's head started to hurt. What could he say? He could only say, that, you should eat. I'll just eat a little. How can that be? Why don't we eat together and each of us eat a little? You can eat. I don't need it. Mu Lianfeng said. He knew in his heart that if young Master Huang was really that sincere, he would have let him eat alone. Why would young Master Huang ask him to eat together? If that's the case, then I won't hold back. Mu Lianfeng, since you're on the mountain, you'll have plenty of opportunities to eat. Young Master Huang's lips curled into a smile as if he was joking with Mu Lianfeng. Zhao Yuner, who was standing at the side, couldn't help but want to scold young Master Huang for being so shameless. How could he be so shameless? At the very least, he should be polite and courteous. However, this person did not even bother to be courteous and acted as if it was only natural. Mu Lianfeng was also speechless, but he couldn't say anything in front of young Master Huang. After all, it was just some food. It wasn't a big deal. Then you eat. Zhao Yuner took the food box and then took out the food from the food box. It was a simple stir-fry from a farmer's house, but it emitted a strong fragrance. After taking a whiff of the fragrance in the air, Mu Lianfeng felt his stomach growling. He began to regret saying that he wouldn't eat. Even a little bit would be good. Mo Yin glanced at the food and gulped down her saliva as well. She was extremely tempted by the fragrance of the food. It was a pity that she couldn't eat it. When she thought about how Mu Lianfeng couldn't even take a bite and could only watch from the side, Mo Yin felt much better. This stir-fried pork with celery isn't bad. It's delicious. Young Master Huang sighed as he ate. After tasting one dish, he tasted another. This scrambled egg with garlic is also excellent. Young Master Huang continued to praise. Chapter 1274. Zhao Yun brought a large bowl of soup, which young Master Huang poured into his stomach. After drinking, young Master Huang wiped the corner of his mouth as if he was reluctant to part with it. He could not help but mutter, "Delicious." Mo Yen and Mu Lianfeng were extremely displeased by young Master Huang's actions. Originally, the two of them were already hungry when it was time to eat. Putting aside the fact that they could only stand to the side and smell the food, young Master Huang still treated them like that. It was just too cruel. Mo Yen was tempted to rush up and snatch everything from young Master Huang's hands so that she could eat all by herself. Huang. Mo Yen wanted to say something, but she realized that Zhao Yun was present. She gulped and said, "Young Master Huang, what you ate yesterday was actually made by Yun. Really?" Young Master Huang raised an eyebrow. "I was wondering why the taste was so familiar." "It's delicious. Miss Yun, your cooking is the best I've ever seen." Zhao Yun smiled embarrassedly. That was a little too exaggerated. Her cooking was not bad, but it was not to the point where no one could compare to her. Perhaps young Master Huang had eaten too much of the best food on a daily basis. Now that he was eating her ordinary dishes, he felt that they were delicious. "Young Master Huang is overpraising me." Zhao Yun replied modestly. "No, I'm speaking the truth. When have I ever been too kind? Miss Yun is just too humble." The three of them watched young Master Huang eat alone in the room. Young Master Huang did not feel embarrassed at all, calmly finishing his meal. Zhao Yun cleaned up the dishes. "Are you done eating?" Zhao Yun asked politely. "I'm done." Young Master Huang nodded in response. If it weren't for the fact that her stomach was too full, she would have stuffed a little more into her stomach. "As long as you're done eating." After clearing the table, Zhao Yun prepared to go back. Young Master Huang's gaze was still on Zhao Yun. Suddenly he joked with Mu Lianfeng, "I think this girl is not bad." Mu Lianfeng was slightly taken aback. He was very nervous. He kept muttering, "It's over, it's over, it's over now." Due to his nervousness, Mu Lianfeng did not reply to young Master Huang. Zhao Yun stepped forward and said to young Master Huang and Mu Lianfeng, "Young Master Huang, Mu Lianfeng, I'll head back first. If you have anything to say, please continue." Both young Master Huang and Mu Lianfeng responded. "Yun, drive safe." "Ladies Yun, let's go." Zhao Yun smiled and went out of Mu Lianfeng's tent. When she left, Zhao Yun was also a bit worried. When she thought of what young Master Huang said to the black-clothed man that day, Zhao Yun was afraid that young Master Huang would do something to harm Mu Lianfeng. After Zhao Yun left, young Master Huang smiled at Mu Lianfeng and continued to speak to Mu Lianfeng. "Mu Aiqing, why are you so nervous? Why do you look so pale? Why are you trembling? Could it be that I'm that scary?" Being stared at by young Master Huang, by the Emperor's deep gaze, Mu Lianfeng became more and more nervous. A layer of cold sweat appeared on his palms. Mu Lianfeng said, "Your Majesty, this subject wouldn't dare." "Why wouldn't you dare? How could your Majesty be scary? This subject is just feeling a bit uncomfortable." Mu Lianfeng explained nervously. The Emperor's lips curved slightly. "Actually, I don't know why you're so nervous. Is it because of Lady Yun?" Chapter 1275. Mu Aiqing. Zhen heard that you and this Yun are in frequent contact. Could it be that you've fallen in love with her? It's not a big deal if you've fallen in love with her. After all, this Yun is really good. It's unexpected that there's such a woman in a small village. She's even more eye-opening than some noble ladies. Hearing the Emperor's praise and admiration for Zhao Yun, Mu Lianfeng increasingly felt that the Emperor had taken a fancy to Zhao Yun. It wouldn't matter if other people took a fancy to Zhao Yun, but the Emperor couldn't. After all, this man was the master of the world. As long as it was a woman he wanted, there was no woman he couldn't get. If the Emperor got Zhao Yun into the palace, what was the use of him being the heir of the Shitzi? In the end, he couldn't defeat the Emperor and had no way to compete with the Emperor for a woman. "Your Majesty, this subject has a presumptuous request." Mu Lianfeng suddenly knelt in front of the Emperor and said to him. The Emperor raised his eyebrows and asked, "Presumptuous request? What presumptuous request do you have?" "Mu Aiqing, don't be so polite. If you have any request, just say it. If Zhen thinks it's okay, Zhen will naturally agree." Mu Lianfeng frowned and thought for a while. "Your Majesty, this subject thinks that Yun is very good. During these days in Shuilan village, I got along with Miss Yun for a period of time. Their relationship is very good. 3 years ago, this subject accidentally had a child with Miss Yun." Mu Lianfeng told the Emperor about his situation. It was nothing more than that he had feelings for Zhao Yuner and had a child with her. In this life he would only marry Zhao Yuner. Since your relationship is like this, there's no harm in marrying Miss Yuner. Hearing this, the emperor sighed with emotion. Your Majesty, this official wants to marry her and has been working hard for this matter. However, this official's status and hers are too far apart in the secular world. If we want to be together, I'm afraid it will be difficult. Previously, this official wanted to ask your Majesty to grant a marriage. Mu Lianfeng introduced the recent events again. The steel on the mountain was developed by Zhao Yuner, and all the credit went to Zhao Yuner. In summary, the emperor only needed to first give Zhao Yuner a status that could be seen in the secular world. In addition, he would also bestow a marriage between him and Zhao Yuner. When the emperor heard that the steel was made by Zhao Yuner, he couldn't help but sigh with emotion. After learning more about Zhao Yuner, she was even more curious about what kind of woman Zhao Yuner was. Compared to ordinary women, the difference was too big. Even a man would not be able to reach the level of Zhao Yuner. Such a woman was too powerful. If she was a man, she might have done something earth-shattering. The great Zhou country needed this kind of talent. Hearing Mu Lianfeng's words, the emperor pondered in his heart. Betrothing Zhao Yuner to Mu Lianfeng was a matter worth considering. A woman like Zhao Yuner, after marrying a man, would definitely help him and achieve great things for him. So the man that Zhao Yuner helped must be used by him and stand on the same side as him. If he didn't use him, then he would be giving himself a lot of pressure. When the time came, it would be very troublesome to deal with. The emperor didn't immediately reply to Mu Lianfeng's request and was silent for a while. Chapter 1276. Imperial Consort Hua acted on her own initiative and granted you a marriage. Jim will talk about it later. As for your marriage with Miss Yuner, the emperor paused in the middle of his words. Mu Lianfeng's heart was like ants on a hot pan. He was very anxious. However, he had to control himself and not show it too obviously. Your Majesty, this official will only marry Miss Yuner in this life, so I hope to marry Miss Yuner. This official can't ask anyone else, so I can only ask your Majesty. Miss Yuner is different from other girls. Although she is a young woman from the countryside, she is different from other women. This official doesn't care about those who are well-matched in terms of social status. The emperor shouted, Mu Aiqing, let's talk about this later. You don't have to worry about your marriage with Miss Yuner. I will arrange it in the future. Mu Lianfeng tactfully shut his mouth. He knew that if he said a few more words, he was afraid that he would make the emperor unhappy. After all, the emperor's meaning was very clear. He didn't want to grant him and Zhao Yuner a marriage. The question that Mu Lianfeng was most concerned about was why the emperor did this. His request wasn't too excessive. He just wanted to be with Zhao Yuner. The emperor couldn't even fulfill such a small request? Or did the emperor have some special feelings for Zhao Yuner? The emperor glanced at Mu Lianfeng's reaction and knew that Mu Lianfeng had a lot on his mind. The corners of the emperor's mouth hooked up in an imperceptible smile, and his eyes seemed to be thinking more. Mu Aiqing, let's not talk about this. Let's talk about something else. The emperor smiled and said to Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng's mind was restless as he responded. He continued to chat with the emperor, but the emperor's words didn't reach his heart. After chatting with the emperor for a long time, Mu Lianfeng went back. When he returned to Zhao Yuner's house, it was already evening. Zhao Yuner was cooking at home. She didn't let Mu Lianfeng eat lunch, so she had to make some supplements for him in the evening. Zhao Yuner thought that Mu Lianfeng would have to go to the capital tomorrow, so he probably wouldn't be able to eat the food she made these few days. When Mu Lianfeng returned, he smelled the aroma of food in the kitchen. His heart couldn't help but tremble as a different kind of emotion welled up in his heart. Yuner? Is Yuner? He wondered if she was his. What if the emperor also stopped her? Wouldn't Zhao Yuner stay by her side for the rest of her life without a proper name? Because of this matter, Mu Lianfeng didn't eat and didn't feel very hungry. Now that he smelled the aroma of the food, he suddenly felt hungry. Mu Lianfeng walked into the kitchen. Seeing Mu Lianfeng come back with a calm face, Zhao Yuner knew that Mu Lianfeng had some thoughts. So she asked Mu Lianfeng, what's wrong? Did something happen? Who is that young Master Huang? Zhao Yuner saw how Mu Lianfeng treated young Master Huang today. He was very respectful. Mu Lianfeng's status wasn't low. To be able to make Mu Lianfeng treat him like that, he definitely had a strong background. When asked about this, Mu Lianfeng felt that there wasn't much meaning in hiding it in front of Zhao Yuner, so he said, Yuner, that is the emperor, our great Zhou country's son of heaven. Hearing Mu Lianfeng say this, Although Zhao Yuner was a little surprised, she wasn't too shocked. After all, she had guessed that young Master Huang might have this identity, but she ruled it out in the end. So what if he's the son of heaven? Could it be that he is picking on you? Zhao Yuner asked. Chapter 1277. Then why? Zhao Yuner asked. Our marriage has been discussed with His Majesty, but His Majesty did not agree to it, Mu Lianfeng explained. We were supposed to go to the capital tomorrow, but we don't have to anymore. Zhao Yuner's eyes twisted when she heard this. Why didn't His Majesty agree? Could it be that His Majesty had something against her and despised her for being a country bumpkin? Did he also think that she wasn't good enough for Mu Lianfeng, or did he have other considerations? Mu Lianfeng shook his head. I don't know. His Majesty's attitude is unpredictable. He didn't explicitly say no, but he didn't agree either. Zhao Yuner thought for a moment. Why don't I talk to him? She didn't know if it was her imagination, but why did she feel that His Majesty was easy to talk to? In front of her, His Majesty was approachable and treated her as a friend. Since they were friends, it shouldn't be a big deal for her to help out, right? Don't say any more, Yun. I think even if you tell him, His Majesty's attitude will be similar. Let's just wait for now. Zhao Yuner sighed slightly. Alright then. Mu Lianfeng, you don't have to worry. As long as our hearts are together, no one or anything can separate us. Mu Lianfeng responded solemnly. That night, at old Zhao's house, Liang Jinxiao discussed with Zhao Baoshan according to Zhao Yuner's instructions and then put the mousetrap in the kitchen. Under normal circumstances, no one would go to the kitchen in the middle of the night. The only ones who would go there were definitely thieves. In the middle of the night, old Zhao's family members were all asleep in the room and the courtyard was quiet. This was because Chen Chuanxiu had asked Zhao Wenshui to send some leftovers from the banquet over during the day. Zhao Wenshui didn't want to steal from Chen Chuanxiu, but he didn't want to refuse her. He was afraid that Chen Chuanxiu would look down on him and ignore him, so he agreed. In the middle of the night, after confirming that old Zhao's family members were all asleep, Zhao Wenshui tiptoed out of bed and ran to the kitchen. However, as soon as she entered and opened the cupboard door, she suddenly stepped on the mouse trap in front of the cupboard. Zhao Wenshui grimaced in pain as his ankle was firmly stuck. He let out a squeal like a pig. Zhao Wenshui's voice was very loud. By the time he reacted, it was already too late. The people in old Zhao's courtyard were woken up by Zhao Wenshui's voice and rushed out of the courtyard. Hua Chunhua came out in a floral coat. She frowned and asked, "What's wrong? What happened?" The people in the first branch followed her out. Feng Zhangxia replied, "I don't know, mother. We don't know what happened either. We came out when we heard the sound. Judging from the sound, it sounded like something big had happened." "What's wrong? Did I hear it wrong?" Hua Chunhua muttered. Zhao Wenshui replied, "Mother, you didn't hear it wrong. I heard it too. Otherwise, why would we all come out?" "Then what's wrong?" They screamed so miserably. "Did someone fall into the dung tank?" Hua Chunhua asked in confusion. After Hua Chunhua finished speaking, a trace of fear flashed through the eyes of old Zhao's family members. "Mother, it can't be." Chapter 1278. How disgusting would that be? If they scooped it up, the entire courtyard would probably be filled with the stench. Why wouldn't it be? Otherwise, where would the sound come from? It's fine if you were the only one who heard wrongly, but it can't be that everyone heard wrongly, right? Hua Chunhua replied angrily. Zhao Wenshui's mouth twitched and he could only agree, "Mother, if you put it that way, someone might have really fallen into the manure vat." After saying that, Zhao Wenshui still felt that something was amiss. Why would a scream mean that someone had definitely fallen into the manure vat? What if it was something else? Why did his mother always like to think of such disgusting things? That must be it. There's no one else in the courtyard. What else could have happened? Hua Chunhua grumbled. Then Hua Chunhua instructed Zhao Wenshui, "Boss, hurry up and go take a look at the manure vat. See if anyone fell in. It's still not too late to fish them out now. If we wait, it'll be too late. They'll drown." Zhao Wenshui looked at Hua Chunhua reluctantly and said to her, "Mother, there's no need for that. Why not? Hurry up and go." Hua Chunhua urged. "Mother, why do I have to go? I don't want to go. Let fourth brother go take a look." Zhao Wenshui saw that Zhao Wentao had come out and quickly pushed the responsibility to him. Zhao Wentao's brows instantly knitted together. He had just come out and didn't understand what was going on. Why did he mention her out of the blue? "Your fourth brother can't do it?" His eyesight isn't good and he can't see at night. What if he accidentally falls into the manure vat later? Hua Chunhua replied unhappily. Seeing Zhao Wenshi's refusal, she was a little unhappy. Aren't you just going to run an errand? Why are you so hesitant? Zhao Wenshi looked at Hua Chunhua innocently. He wasn't hesitating. He didn't want to do it anymore. Who would go to the dung tank in the middle of the night to see if someone had fallen in? If there really was one, then he would have to go over and pull her up. The other party was covered in feces. If he defecated, wouldn't his entire body stink? Mother. My eyes aren't too good either. What if I fall too? Mother. You can't just be partial to fourth brother and not me. You're ordering me around for everything. Zhao Wenshi complained in dissatisfaction. Hua Chunhua glared at Zhao Wenshi angrily. You brat, you only know how to compare yourself with your fourth brother. I'm just showing you. What's the big deal? Your eyes are the best in our family. Do you think I'll believe you if you say they're not good? Unable to resist Hua Chunhua's nagging, Zhao Wenshi had no choice but to say, Fine, fine, fine. Mother, I'll go, okay? As Zhao Wenshi spoke, he walked in the direction of the dung tank. He kept praying in his heart that no one would fall in. Otherwise he would be the one to suffer. When he reached the dung tank, he saw that it was empty. There was no one inside. Zhao Wenshi was delighted. He ran back to Hua Chunhua and said to Hua Chunhua, Mother, there's no one inside. There's no one in the dung tank. Hua Chunhua grunted in response and continued to frown. There's no one inside? Why is there no one inside? What's with that noise? It couldn't have made such a loud noise for no reason, right? I don't know, Mother. Maybe it's some cat or dog barking. Zhao Wenshi replied. Chapter 1279. Why not? Zhao Wenshi looked at Hua Chunhua in confusion. Can't you tell if it's a cat, a dog, or a human? Boss, I always said that your eyes are good, but it turns out that your ears are bad? Hua Chunhua said sarcastically. Zhao Wenshi felt that he had been wrongly accused again. He should have kept his mouth shut and not said anything. The more he said, the more mistakes he made. If he made Hua Chunhua unhappy, he would be scolded instead. Mom? I was just saying, what if? It must be a human. Hua Chunhua muttered. She thought for a moment and said, Could it be that a thief broke into our house? Thief? It can't be, right? A thief would definitely be careful. Why wouldn't he come to our house quietly and make such a loud noise? Isn't he deliberately trying to attract our attention? Feng Zhangxia said as she moved closer to Hua Chunhua. Hua Chunhua felt that it was possible. If it was a thief, why would he make such a loud noise? It sounded like a pig being slaughtered. In the countryside, if someone was caught stealing, the villagers would beat the thief to death. Then what's going on? Could it be that there's a ghost? Hua Chunhua had just finished speaking when a gust of cold wind blew in the courtyard. It gave everyone in the courtyard a layer of goosebumps and they couldn't help but shiver. Li Chuiying shrank back and quickly said, Mom, what you said is scary. Could there really be a ghost? The villagers were superstitious. Many of them believed that there were ghosts. Coupled with the gust of cold wind just now, the people in the courtyard felt a chill in their hearts. If there were really ghosts, wouldn't they be doomed? Don't talk nonsense. At this moment, Zhao Baoshan walked out and scolded everyone. If there were ghosts, why would they come to old Zhao's house? Old Zhao's house didn't offend anyone, nor did they do anything wrong. Why would ghosts come to their house? This was a taboo matter. Oh. Li Chuiying pursed his lips and replied. Hua Chunhua frowned and asked Zhao Baoshan, Old man, can you tell me what that sound was? If you're not a ghost, why are you screaming so miserably? Zhao Baoshan snorted. You keep thinking about these things. I think something happened to our family. Everyone came out to see who exactly was missing. Then someone must have gotten into trouble. After listening to Zhao Baoshan's words, old Zhao's family felt that it made sense. They looked at each other and Li Chuiying said, If you didn't mention it today, I wouldn't have known. How did my husband disappear? Second brother isn't here? That's right, father. You weren't in the courtyard and there was no one in the room. Father, did something really happen to Tianyu's father? How can this be? Nothing can happen to Tianyu's father. Li Chuiying muttered worriedly. Zhao Baoshan snorted. He's not here? How could he not be here? Where did he go in the middle of the night? Don't tell me you've done something sneaky? Zhao Baoshan knew that the scream must have come from a thief who entered the kitchen and got caught in a rat trap. Since everyone was here except for Zhao Wenshi, it was obvious that the thief was Zhao Wenshi. Zhao Baoshan was infuriated. The second brother was really too much. Putting aside the fact that he had stolen his family's money the last time, this time, it wasn't enough to teach him a lesson. Now he was stealing his family's food. If this went on, no matter how many things there were in the house, Zhao Wenshui would steal them all. Chapter 1280. Li Chuanying replied unhappily. Wasn't Zhao Baoshan implying that their Wenshui was a thief who stole things and did things like stealing chickens and dogs? No matter what Zhao Wenshui was, he was still her man. Li Chuanying knew that she should protect him. Otherwise she would be embarrassed. What are you talking about? What do you think I'm talking about? Did I say something wrong? It's the middle of the night. Where could second brother have gone? He's sneaking around. If he's not stealing things, then what is he doing? Zhao Baoshan replied unhappily. Well? Li Chuanying thought for a while. She was also puzzled. Where did her man go? What could he be doing out in the middle of the night instead of sleeping? Dad, if the sound just now was second brother's, then he must still be in our house. Let's look around. What if something happened to second brother? Zhao Wenshi quickly suggested. Dad, big brother is right. Let's hurry and look for second brother. Don't let anything happen to him. Zhao Wentao quickly agreed. There was a trace of worry in his eyes. Li Chuanying became even more worried. Zhao Wenshui must not cause any trouble. Zhao Baoshan was silent for a while. Okay, let's go look for him. They would definitely find Zhao Wenshui in the kitchen later. They would see how Zhao Wenshui would embarrass himself then. At this moment, Zhao Wenshui, who was hiding in the kitchen, was scared to death. If these people found him, they would know that he was the one who stole things from their house. His feet were already in pain from being caught in the rat trap. Now that he was nervous, his forehead was covered in cold sweat. He curled up on the ground and prayed that the people outside the yard would not find him. Old Zhao's family members looked around the yard but didn't find Zhao Wenshui. They went to Zhao Baoshan and said to Zhao Baoshan, Father, he's not here. I can't find second younger brother. That's right, father. Could it be that second brother ran outside? I haven't seen him at all. Have you looked in the kitchen? Zhao Baoshan asked in a low voice. I haven't. Father, why are you looking in the kitchen? Why would second brother go to the kitchen for no reason? Zhao Wentao asked, puzzled. That's right, father. Second brother shouldn't be in the kitchen. It's the middle of the night. Who would go to the kitchen for no reason? Zhao Wenshi agreed. Feng Zhangxia's eyes darted around. She caught Zhao Wentao and Zhao Wenshi's words and suddenly thought of something. She said excitedly, Father, second brother went to the kitchen in the middle of the night for no reason. I think he went to steal leftovers. Why did someone steal our leftovers? If second brother is in the kitchen now, then it must be him who stole it. Li Chuanying's face darkened when Feng Zhangxia finished speaking. He scolded Feng Zhangxia, Sister-in-law, what are you talking about? How could Wenshui be in the kitchen? Even if he was in the kitchen, how could you say that he stole the leftovers? Feng Zhangxia snorted softly and said, Second sister-in-law, are you stupid or do you take us for fools? Who would go to the kitchen in the middle of the night for no reason? He must be thinking of stealing the leftovers. Second brother is really capable. Last time he stole money. This time he stole leftovers. Our good things have all been ruined by him. Li Chuanying's face instantly darkened. He pointed at Feng Zhangxia angrily and said, Sister-in-law, you. Chapter 1281. Hua Chunhua couldn't help but say, Second brother's wife, why are you quibbling? If second brother is in the kitchen right now, he must be the thief who stole the leftovers. That's right, mother. Otherwise, why would he enter the kitchen in the middle of the night? He must be up to no good while we're sleeping. Feng Zhangxia hurriedly fanned the flames. What good could it be? Now I know. The next time we lose something in our house, it must be second brother who stole it. A leopard can't change its spots. I didn't learn my lesson last time. This time I'll catch him and teach him a lesson. Let's see if he dares to do it again next time. Hua Chunhua was cursing and swearing. Spittle was flying from her mouth, which made people feel disgusted. Zhao Baoshan frowned and urged them, That's enough. Why are you quarreling? Hurry up and go to the kitchen to see if second brother is in the room. Hearing Zhao Baoshan's words, Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wentao walked into the kitchen. They pushed open the kitchen door and saw Zhao Wenshui sitting on the ground. His ankle was tightly clamped by a mouse clamp. Moreover, his ankle was bleeding. It was very scary and the wound looked very deep. Last time, Zhao Xinhui had almost broken his ankle. Now Zhao Wenshui was repeating the same mistake. Father, second brother is in the kitchen. Zhao Wenshi shouted. After hearing Zhao Wenshi's voice, the other members of old Zhao's family hurried over and looked at Zhao Wenshui in the kitchen. "Ah, second brother is really in the kitchen. Second brother, what are you doing in the kitchen? Are you here to steal something? Did you steal our leftovers?" Feng Zhangxia hurriedly questioned and led the topic to that. "Yes, Lao heir, you better give me an explanation. Why did you come to my house?" Huo Chunhua asked angrily. "Steal? Steal what?" "Mother, I'm not here to steal," Zhao Wenshui said hurriedly. Naturally, he didn't want to admit his dirty behavior. How embarrassing would it be to accuse him of stealing in front of his family? "Second brother, then tell me, if you're not here to steal, why did you come to the kitchen?" Feng Zhangxia continued to ask. Zhao Wenshui hesitated. "Mom, I'm just here to get some water to drink. Can't I drink water? I'm dying of thirst." Who knew that I would be caught by a rat trap as soon as I came in? After Zhao Wenshui finished speaking, Zhao Baoshan and Huo Chunhua both frowned. They felt that what Zhao Wenshui said was not unreasonable. When she was thirsty, it was understandable to go to the kitchen to get some water to drink. However, they didn't know if Zhao Wenshui's words could be trusted. In their hearts, they still felt that Zhao Wenshui came in the middle of the night to steal something. After hearing Zhao Wenshui's explanation, Feng Zhangxia's eyes turned and looked into the kitchen, hoping to find some clues. Suddenly, she saw the cabinet open. Feng Zhangxia's eyes lit up and she said to Zhao Wenshui, "Second brother, you said you were here to drink water. Why did you open the cabinet? The water tank is over here. If you want to drink water, go to the tank." After Feng Zhangxia finished speaking, old Zhao's family looked at Zhao Wenshui suspiciously. Chapter 1282. "That's right. Second brother, you said you came in to drink water. How could it be possible that you came in to drink water? Why did you come to the cupboard to drink water and even open the cupboard door?" Huo Chunhua asked Zhao Wenshui with a heavy gaze. Zhao Wenshui's heart suddenly tightened. When he met Huo Chunhua's questioning gaze, he was so nervous that he didn't know what to say. "Mother." Zhao Baoshan snorted softly and said, "Do you still need to ask? It's obvious that he came in to steal vegetables." "That's right, father. Second brother obviously came in to steal vegetables. Father, we have to ask second brother to give an explanation. We can't just let it go like this," Feng Zhangxia muttered. If they made a fuss about this matter, they might be able to find an excuse to separate from the family. Zhao Wenshui sat on the ground with an aggrieved look on his face. All he did was steal vegetables. There were a lot of vegetables at home, so it wasn't a big deal. It was fine if his family caught him stealing, but the problem was that his feet were clamped and he couldn't move. It hurt so much. However, his family didn't care about his life at all. They only cared about him stealing vegetables. "Why did I raise such a black-hearted son? This is too much. He steals everything. Not only does he steal things, but he also steals from his own family. It's hard to guard against a thief in the family. Why did such a big thief come into our family? If he doesn't give me an explanation today, I'll chop off his hand," Huo Chunhua said angrily as she spat on Zhao Wenshui's face. Zhao Wenshui reached out and touched Huo Chunhua's saliva on his face. He felt disgusted, but he didn't know how to scold Huo Chunhua. "Mother, can you not be like this? Let's talk nicely. Why did you spit on my face? It's so disgusting," Zhao Wenshui complained unhappily. Huo Chunhua became even angrier. "You still have the nerve to say that? You brat, I definitely haven't taught you enough," Huo Chunhua scolded. She waved her hand and slapped Zhao Wenshui hard a few times. "Mother, it hurts so much," Zhao Wenshui cried out in pain. It was already painful enough. Now, after being hit by Huo Chunhua, it was even more painful. His feet hurt and his body hurt. He felt like he was about to die. All right. Stop yelling. Let Lao heir explain himself. Why did he steal the vegetables?" Zhao Baoshan frowned and said seriously to Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui shrunk his neck, not knowing what to say. If he told the truth and said that he stole for Chen Chuanxiu, he would be scolded to death by his family. Most importantly, if Li Chuiying found out, she would definitely make a fuss. He wouldn't be able to deal with it. If the villagers found out about his relationship with Chen Chuanxiu, they would probably drown him in their saliva. "Father." Zhao Wenshui hesitated. His words were stuck in his throat. He didn't know how to say it. "What's wrong with you? Why aren't you talking?" "Father. I just want to eat more. It's nothing. I woke up in the middle of the night and suddenly felt hungry, so I ran to the kitchen to find something to eat. Can I eat my own food? How did I become a thief?" After Zhao Wenshui finished speaking, Hua Chunhua looked at Zhao Wenshui with disappointment. I say, Lao Er, you're really good. Chapter 1283. After being reprimanded by Hua Chunhua, Zhao Wenshui blushed. Mother, don't you think I'm being too serious? I'm a man. It's normal for me to eat more when I work during the day. I'm indeed hungry at this time of the night. I'm not a woman. I can't do so much heavy work every day. I don't feel hungry. Zhao Wenshui pursed his lips and quibbled. Hua Chunhua snorted coldly. You're good at quibbling. I don't usually see you doing much work. Now you're talking about how much work you've done. Mother? Feng Zhangxia didn't mind blowing things up and added, Mother, how can second brother be like this? Who isn't hungry in the middle of the night? Aren't we all enduring it? Only second brother ran out to the kitchen to get something to eat. If everyone in our family is like this, we'll be able to finish all the food. When Hua Chunhua heard Feng Zhangxia's words, she loudly reprimanded, That's right. If there's some leftovers, they can eat them sparingly. They can still eat for a few more days. This black-hearted second brother secretly ate so much. Isn't he afraid of dying from overeating? If everyone secretly eats like this, how can our family eat? Hua Chunhua's face was cold. The more she looked at Zhao Wenshui, the angrier she became. Even Zhao Wentao, who didn't speak much, couldn't help but say, Second brother, if you're hungry in the middle of the night, go back to sleep. Just endure it. How can you get up in the middle of the night and eat so much? When Li Chuiying saw that her man was being bombarded, she stepped forward to defend Zhao Wenshui. You can't say that, right? My Wenshui is hungry. Why can't he eat something? It's not a big deal. If he's full at night, he can eat less during the day, right? Otherwise, if he's hungry, he'll have to eat more during the day. It's about the same. Second sister-in-law really knows how to protect second brother. Feng Zhangxia said in a strange tone. Hua Chunhua was not so polite. She scolded Li Chuiying, My second daughter-in-law is so full of nonsense. If everyone in our family is like this, how can we live like this? Father, mother, second brother's behavior is too serious. You have to make a statement and deal with it properly. Otherwise, it will be too unfair to the other branches. Last time, second brother had already stolen 3 taels of silver, and now he was here to steal food. I wonder how many of these things have been done behind the scenes. We can't let second brother take all the benefits of our family, can we? After Feng Zhangxia finished speaking, all the members of old Zhao's family became silent. When Feng Zhangxia saw that Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua did not say anything, she hurriedly poked Zhao Wenshi, asking him to say a few words as well. In any case, this matter could not be let go so easily. That's right, father, mother. Second brother has done this, so he has to say something. We can't let the other branches suffer losses. Otherwise, everyone will feel uncomfortable. Zhao Baoshan frowned and asked the first branch, Then tell me, what should we do about this matter? Feng Zhangxia hesitated for a moment. After thinking about it, she decided to say it directly, Father, mother, I think it's not interesting for us to live together like this. We've all formed our own families and our children have grown up. There's no need for us to live together. Chapter 1284. Feng Zhangxia felt that there was nothing to offend now. If she didn't seize this opportunity to separate, she didn't know when she would be able to do so. Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua's faces darkened when they heard Feng Zhangxia's words. Eldest daughter-in-law, what are you talking about? Separate? Your father and I are still here, and all we can think about is to separate. If this gets out, won't our old Zhao family die of laughter? Hua Chunhua scolded unhappily. Mother, you can't say that. If it wasn't for the fact that second brother often did these kinds of sneaky things, who would want to separate from the family? If you want to blame someone, you have to blame second brother. Originally, our family was living in harmony. Now that he's stirring things up, we can't live together. It's better to separate and save us so much trouble. Feng Zhangxia defended herself. After she finished speaking, she nudged Zhao Wenshi beside her, asking Zhao Wenshi to speak up for her. Father, mother, Tianlong's mother is right. We have our own families now. There are many people in the village who want to separate early. Second brother doesn't usually do much work and he keeps stealing things from our family. It's impossible that I don't have any objections. If we live together, there will be a lot of conflicts. No matter what second brother does, it has nothing to do with us. Naturally, we don't have any objections. Hua Chunhua frowned when she heard Zhao Wenshui's words. She didn't say anything, but she was brewing in her heart. In the end, it was all because of this good-for-nothing second brother. Otherwise, the eldest branch wouldn't have a reason to criticize them. Li Chuanying snorted softly and said to Hua Chunhua, "Father, mother, if eldest brother and sister-in-law want to separate and don't want to live with us, we don't want to live with them either." Seriously? Didn't they just steal some money? How much are these things worth when added together? What about the eldest branch? You're getting married and studying. Our old Zhao family has been doing everything for you and your branch all these years. How can I say that I have a problem with that? Hearing Li Chuanying's words, the first branch was furious. "Second sister-in-law, what are you talking about? The money my family spends is for proper use. Look at second brother, what he does is not proper. How can it be the same? How is it different? Wasn't it all about money? Eldest sister-in-law, you're really interesting. You're still pretending to be innocent after you've taken advantage of her. In the past you didn't want to split up. Now that your family is doing well, you're clamoring to split up. Isn't this bullying?" After Li Chuanying finished speaking, Feng Zhangxia's face immediately turned red. "Sister-in-law, you..." Li Chuanying also crossed his arms and continued to scold, "Sister-in-law, it's not that we can't split the family assets, but at least be fair. Our old Zhao family has contributed a lot to your branch. When we split from the family, shouldn't our second and fourth branches get more? Why should you get more? It's already good enough that our fourth branch gets more. How can your second branch have the nerve to ask for more? Didn't you say that second brother stole things? That won't do. Our second branch can get less than our fourth branch, but we can get more than your eldest branch." "You?" Zhao Baoshan frowned as she watched the two branches quarrel. She was somewhat unhappy. As an elder, she naturally felt sad that her family had ended up like this. Chapter 1285. Li Chuanying said hurriedly, "Father, you can't be partial. Eldest brother and eldest sister-in-law's family have benefited a lot over the years. You can't let them benefit even if we split up now, right? Otherwise, our second branch can't live on." Feng Zhangxia didn't want to be left behind. She said in front of Zhao Baoshan, "Father, second brother did something sneaky. You can't give the second branch too much. Although our first branch has spent a lot of money, it's for the honor of old Zhao's family, not for anything else. Although Sky Dragon's studies cost a little more, but when he passes the imperial examinations, he will be able to bring honor to his ancestors." "Shut up. I know how to distribute it. Do I need you to tell me?" Zhao Baoshan reprimanded. Feng Zhangxia and Li Chuanying didn't know what to say, so they shut up. Zhao Baoshan thought for a while. What the first branch and the second branch said was reasonable. Therefore, when it came to splitting up, the two branches should give about the same amount. The fourth branch was the most important. The fourth branch could get more. Zhao Baoshan counted the fields in the house. The fields that each branch got were about the same. Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua kept some fields for themselves. As for money, the fourth branch got more, so the first branch and the second branch got the same amount. Although the first branch and the second branch had different opinions about the distribution, they agreed in the end for the sake of splitting up. It didn't matter how much they got now. The most important thing was to divide up the family. Hua Chunhua was the one who was most dissatisfied with the separation. If the whole family was together, the amount of money they earned would have to be handed over to her. Now that they were splitting up, the money in the other branch's hands would be in their own hands. They wouldn't give it to her. Thinking of this, Hua Chunhua felt sad. "Old man, can't we not split up? Why do we have to split up?" "Really?" Hua Chunhua said to Zhao Baoshan. She was unhappy. "Then what do you think we should do? How should he deal with today's matter? If people's hearts are not together, it's useless to force them to be together. That's not it either. I think that if we split up, old Zhao's life will be even more difficult. We still don't know if these children are filial or not. If they aren't filial, no one will take care of us when we're old." Hua Chunhua curled her lips and muttered to Zhao Baoshan. Zhao Baoshan glared at Hua Chunhua. "You think too much. We'll talk about the future when the time comes. They can do whatever they want. Let them be." Hua Chunhua saw that Zhao Baoshan was unhappy. It seemed that she did not want to dwell on this topic, so she quickly shut her mouth. Otherwise, Zhao Benshan would scold her. After struggling for half a night, the separation of old Zhao's family was finally settled. The other branches were satisfied with this result. Although the fourth branch did not say that they wanted to split up, they still had this thought in their hearts. After all, the fourth branch was at a disadvantage in old Zhao's family. They did more work than the other branches, so they didn't get many benefits. After the separation, everyone found that Zhao Wenshui, whose ankle was pinched, had fainted from the pain. Li Chuiying rushed to Zhao Wenshui and said to Zhao Wenshui, Tianyu's father, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Why aren't you talking? Chapter 1286. Li Chuiying's heart tightened and she hurriedly said, Father, it might be true. Tianyu's father must have fainted from the pain. What should we do? Nothing must happen to Tianyu's father. Zhao Baoshan's brows were still furrowed. He deserves it even if he dies from the pain. Who told him to come to the kitchen in the middle of the night to steal things? The rat trap was placed there on purpose to catch the thief. Li Chuiying looked at Zhao Baoshan with hidden bitterness. Father, you can't say that. Tianyu's father shouldn't have eaten our family's food. Tianyu's father's leg is more important. Otherwise it would be bad if he became a cripple in the future. Zhao Baoshan snorted softly and instructed Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wentao, send second brother to the second branch's room first. We'll find a doctor to take a look at him tomorrow. Li Chuiying's heart ached at the thought of having to spend money to find a doctor. Now that they had separated from the family, they could not spend old Zhao's money. They could only spend the second branch's money. This time, Zhao Wenshui's medical expenses would probably be at least half of it. Fortunately, Zhao Jing'er was about to get married. When the time came they could make up for the dowry money. Otherwise they would not be able to live on. The third branch, who had been silent all this time, finally spoke up. Liang Jinxiao walked up to Hua Chunhua and said to her, Mother, now that the matter has been clarified, it's fine. Our third branch won't steal anything. In the future, don't blame us for anything. Otherwise, if we don't find evidence, we won't be able to clear our name. Hua Chunhua was a little embarrassed, but she could not admit her mistake. She could only force a smile and say, who knew that second brother would never change and would steal things from his family again? Otherwise he wouldn't have blamed the third branch. Mother, I don't mean anything else. I just hope that if anything happens in the future we'll figure it out first. Otherwise it'll be easy for us to take the blame for others. It's the same for everyone. Hua Chunhua replied impatiently, I know. Third daughter-in-law, you should go back to your room and rest. What's the point of saying so much? Well, mother, then I'll go back to my room to rest first. Liang Jinxiao was also too lazy to say more and walked into the room of the third branch. Hua Chunhua had already made herself clear. It was fine as long as she understood it in her heart. Thinking about what happened tonight, Liang Jinxiao could not help but admire Zhao Yun'er. If it weren't for Zhao Yun'er, she probably wouldn't have caught Zhao Wenshui stealing tonight. She would probably still be suspected. However, what they didn't expect was that old Zhao's family would split up. Just thinking about it made him feel a little incredulous. Both Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua had reacted strongly to the idea of splitting the family assets on the premise that they would never agree to it. How could they agree to it so easily? She wondered if it was because the third branch had already been separated from the main branch. The next day, Liang Jinxiao told Zhao Yun'er about what happened that night. Zhao Yun'er was also a little shocked. If they were talking about splitting up, it was good that they did it. The fourth branch couldn't take advantage of living together with the first and second branches. Her fifth uncle, Zhao Wenxing, spoke too early. He said that they wouldn't get anything if they split up. This time, old Zhao's family really didn't give the fifth branch anything. Otherwise, the fifth branch could also get a lot of things. When Zhao Yun'er arrived at old Zhao's house, the people of old Zhao's family were moving things. After distributing the things, they moved back to their rooms. Chapter 1287. When Zhao Yun'er saw this, she stepped forward and asked, Fourth uncle, do you want me to help you? No need. Zhao Wentao smiled and refused, Actually, there's nothing else to do. It's almost done. The things that should be moved have already been moved. There's nothing else to move. It's just some small things that are easy to carry. Zhao Yun'er didn't know if Zhao Wentao was declining or if he really meant it. Zhao Yun'er was too embarrassed to insist, so she could only say, All right then, fourth uncle. If you're tired, you can rest for a while. Don't tire yourself out. Seeing that Zhao Yun'er was concerned about him, he felt touched. Got it, Yun'er. Don't worry. Fourth uncle knows whether he's tired or not. That's fine. Zhao Yun'er nodded. At this time, Li Chuiying, who was moving things in the courtyard, heard the conversation between Zhao Yun'er and Zhao Wentao. She hurriedly said to Zhao Yun'er, Girl Yun'er, if you're so filial, then help your second aunt move some things. Your second uncle's foot was injured by a mouse trap. He can't even walk now. How can your second aunt move so many things by herself? Zhao Yun'er laughed coldly and stared at Li Chuiying. She didn't know how Li Chuang had the nerve to say such a thing. Second aunt, why do you want me to help? It's not like there's no one in your house. What can't you move? You and cousin Jing can work together and take it slow. If you can't move it in one go, then you can do it a few more times. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, Li Chuang's expression instantly became very ugly. This wretched girl only cared about the fourth branch and didn't like the second branch. Speaking of which, weren't they all this girl's elders? Why should she treat them differently? She was too much. Li Chuang said sarcastically, what a stingy person. I've never seen such a person before. Wretched girl, you're so picky. It seems like you don't care about your second uncle and second aunt. Seeing that Li Chuang was about to make a scene, Zhao Wentao was afraid that Li Chuang and Zhao Yun'er would argue, so he said to Li Chuang, second sister-in-law, don't let Yun'er help you. It's fine. If there's anything you can't move, call me and I'll help you move it. Li Chuang's expression returned to normal. She smiled at Zhao Wentao and said, hee hee, fourth brother, you are still the best. It's my duty, second sister-in-law. Second brother's foot is injured, so there's no other way. He'll probably be busy at home these days, so please bear with him as much as you can. There's no need to be so calculative. Hearing Zhao Wentao's words, Li Chuang chuckled and replied, yes, yes, yes. Fourth brother, your words are so nice. It would be great if everyone in our family could be like you. Zhao Yun'er stood to the side. Seeing Li Chuang, she couldn't help but roll her eyes. Her fourth uncle was really a good person. However, Zhao Wentao treated all his brothers like this. Zhao Yun'er didn't have much to say. She only hoped that Zhao Wentao would be more considerate sometimes. Otherwise, if he was too nice, he would be bullied. Li Chuang stared at Zhao Wentao and thought for a while. Then he said to Zhao Wentao, fourth brother, now that our family is separated, the other branches don't have a kitchen. We have to build a shed for our own kitchen. If you have nothing to do, when you build a wooden shed for your own family, you can build one for my family. Chapter 1288. Since Li Chuang had already spoken, Zhao Wentao couldn't say no. It was true that his second brother's leg was injured and it was inconvenient for him. Every man in the second branch had to rely on 2 women and 1 child. What could they do? Just as Zhao Wentao was about to nod and agree, Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but say, second aunt, you really choose honest people when you want to take advantage of others. It's already good enough that fifth uncle helped you move things, but you still want him to help you build a shed. How can you ask for that? After Zhao Yun'er finished speaking, Li Chuang glared at Zhao Yun'er with a reddened face and said, last Yun'er, your mouth is really cheap. Your fourth uncle didn't say anything. What did you say? Zhao Yun'er pursed her lips and said, I just can't stand it. Fourth uncle is an honest person. He can't be bullied too much by you. After Zhao Yun'er finished speaking, she winked at Zhao Wentao. Originally, Zhao Wentao was embarrassed to refuse. However, after hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao said to Li Chuang, second sister-in-law, why don't you and mother use the same kitchen first? When second brother's leg recovers, we can ask him to build a wooden shed. Li Chuang was immediately unhappy. She frowned and said with difficulty, this? Fourth brother, you know that your second brother can't do it? Why can't he do it? Your second brother is clumsy. How can he do it well? I don't think he can build a wooden shed. Second sister-in-law, it's okay if he can't build it. When the time comes, if second brother has any problems, just ask me. I will tell second brother. If he can't do it, I will help second brother and follow behind to help. He will definitely be able to do it. After hearing Zhao Wentao's words, Li Chuang was too embarrassed to say anything more. She could only say, okay then, fourth brother. You said it. When we build a wooden shed, you have to help. Don't worry, second sister-in-law. I definitely will. Okay. Li Chuang agreed reluctantly. Before she left, she glared fiercely at Zhao Yun'er as if she was blaming Zhao Yun'er for meddling in other people's business. It was originally fine, but it was ruined by Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er curled her lips, and a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. She was too lazy to pay attention to Li Chuang. After Li turned to leave, Zhao Wentao's, Zhao Yun's, Zhao's, Zhao Yun'er saw Zhao Wentao sighing and asked, fourth uncle, why are you sighing? Zhao Wentao twitched his mouth and smiled at Zhao Yun'er. Actually, your second aunt is also a pitiful person. She is she? Uncles too, is this Yun's titulas why? To her is, your second uncle? Zhao Wentao suddenly stopped talking. He felt that it wasn't appropriate to mention this in front of Zhao Yun'er, so he gave up and didn't say anything else. Zhao Yun'er was a little anxious. What's wrong with fourth uncle? Nothing. You're still young. There are some things you don't understand. Your second uncle doesn't treat your second aunt very well. As for the rest of us, we should help your second aunt as much as we can to make up for it. After Zhao Wentao said this, he didn't seem to want to talk about it anymore and changed the topic. Zhao Yun found it even more strange. Zhao Wentao obviously had a hidden meaning in his words, but he didn't say it out loud. It really made her anxious. Chapter 1289. As the saying goes, paper can't wrap fire. Someone will find out the truth one day. When Zhao Wenshui secretly went to see Chen Chuanxiu, Zhao Wentao happened to see him. Zhao Wentao knew that it was a shameful thing, so he couldn't tell others. If he told others, it would not only embarrass old Zhao's family, but also embarrass Zhao Wenshui. People in the village might gossip and ruin the reputation of old Zhao's family. In addition, he was afraid that Li Chuiying would be so angry that he would fight with Zhao Wenshui. At that time, old Zhao's family might be in trouble. For the sake of the harmony of old Zhao's family, this matter had to be kept a secret. Li Chuiying couldn't know about it. However, because Zhao Wentao knew that Zhao Wenshui had an affair with another woman, he felt that Zhao Wenshui had wronged Li Chuiying and felt guilty towards Li Chuiying. Zhao Wenshui couldn't treat Li Chuiying well. As his younger brother, he naturally had to make up for it. Fourth uncle, now that we've separated from the family, what do you and sister-in-law plan to do? Zhao Yun'er asked. Speaking of this, Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao really hadn't thought about it. Zhao Wentao still went to the mountains to mine from time to time. Although he couldn't make a lot of money, he could at least make his family hungry. In addition, after they separated from the family, they were given some fields. These fields could be used to grow food and they could also gain some harvest. As long as they were diligent, their lives might be better than when they didn't separate from the family. How can we plan to do anything? Just like everyone else, we'll live our lives as we should. Zhao Yun'er smiled and said, Fourth uncle, now that we have separated from the family, do you and fourth sister-in-law plan to let cousin Tianqi go to school? Like cousin Tianlong, he will be able to pass the imperial examinations and become outstanding? Zhao Tianqi, who Zhao Yun'er mentioned, was Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao's son. He was 7 years old this year, 1 year younger than Zhao Tianfu. She was at the right age to go to school. In the past, even if Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao wanted to study for Zhao Tianqi, they probably wouldn't be able to. After all, other than Zhao Tianqi, old Zhao's family had a lot of descendants. All of them were studying and there was no money to support them. If he read it to one of them, the other descendants would definitely read it as well. Otherwise, it would be unfair and make them feel uncomfortable. Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao was slightly taken aback. In the past, he didn't dare to think about this. After all, he felt that it was impossible. Although in his heart he felt that studying was good. Children would only have the opportunity to bring glory to their ancestors if they studied. However, the conditions were there. It was not as if they could study just because they wanted to. Fourth uncle, I think it's better for the child to study more. Why don't you discuss it with fourth aunt and see if Tianqi can study? Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but suggest. If it was the 21st century, most children would be able to read and write. If they studied, they might not become illiterate, but at least they would be more cultured. Zhao Yun'er couldn't stand the weirdos in the village. With quality education, it would be much better. What Zhao Yun'er said was not only about the matter of scholarly honors. Zhao Wentao thought for a moment. Hey Yun'er, I also want to study for Tianqi, but it costs a lot to study for a year. Fourth uncle is not capable and may not be able to afford it. Chapter 1290. After hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao couldn't help but be curious. Yun'er, what kind of work will your family have to do in the future? Will it be for a while? Or can it continue for a long time? Zhao Wentao was mainly worried about this. He was now mining iron on the mountain and could earn dozens of copper coins a day. In a month he could earn more than 1 tael of silver. Of course, this was taking into account. After all, he didn't have work to do every day. In addition, he didn't know how long he could mine. Might be half a year or a year. If he could earn money to support Zhao Tianqi's studies in this half a year or a year, where would he earn the money in the future? Therefore, he had to make money for a long time. It was not a matter of half a year or a year. It had to be stable for at least 5 to 6 years or 7 to 8 years. Zhao Yun'er smiled. Don't worry, fourth uncle. My family's work can be done for a long time. I guarantee that you can earn enough for cousin Tianqi's tuition in a year. With Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao was indeed relieved. He might not believe what others said, but he believed what Zhao Yun'er said. After all, Zhao Yun'er had never talked nonsense. She said 1, it was 1. He said 2, it was 2. Yun'er, can you tell me what kind of work your family is going to do? It takes so much time. Zhao Yun'er explained. Zhao Wentao still didn't understand half of it, but he had a general understanding. With a stable income, Zhao Wentao thought that it was indeed good to teach Zhao Tianqi. He didn't expect Zhao Tianqi to be like Zhao Tianlong. He only wanted Zhao Tianqi to be like Zhao Wenxing in the future. It was always easier to teach than to work in the fields. Furthermore, scholars were respected by the masses. He suffered because he didn't study. His son couldn't follow in his footsteps. After chatting with Zhao Wentao for a while, Zhao Wentao had almost moved everything that needed to be moved. After old Zhao's family split, many things had to be redistributed. It didn't seem much, but it was a little difficult to move them. After working for the whole morning, they were finally done. From today onwards, old Zhao's family would live their own lives. There was only one kitchen in old Zhao's house. Now that they had separated, the original kitchen was reserved for Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua. Before the other families finished building their own kitchens, they could borrow them for a while, but after a while they wouldn't be allowed to use them anymore. Now that they were eating separately, cooking was the most troublesome thing. There was only one pot, so everyone had to line up to cook it. They couldn't squeeze together. Eldest sister-in-law, let me come down and cook. Our Wenshui and Tianyu are both hungry. The sooner it's cooked, the sooner we can give it to them to eat. You wait first. When my family is ready, you can use it. Li Chuiying went to the kitchen and saw that Feng Zhangxiao wanted to start a fire to cook. She quickly stopped her. Feng Zhangxiao was a little unhappy. She retorted to Li Chuiying, why should I let your family cook first? Our Yang is hungry too. He's still a child, so his stomach can't take it. When he's hungry, he has to eat. Your Tianyu is already grown up. Second brother is really a grown-up. It's okay to bear with it, so let our family cook first and eat first. You. Li Chuiying glared at Feng Zhangxia angrily. He couldn't win an argument with his sister-in-law and was always bullied. In the past, Hua Chunhua was biased towards Feng Zhangxia. Now that they had separated, Li Chuiying felt that he shouldn't give in to Feng Zhangxia anymore. Chapter 1291. Li Chuiying looked at Feng Zhangxia unhappily. Feng Zhangxia frowned and argued with Li Chuiying. Who said that you can cook when the dishes are ready? I came to the kitchen first, so I have to cook first. Sister-in-law, how can you bully us like this? Why should the second branch give in to the first branch? Today the second branch has to cook first. That won't do. Second sister-in-law, I can't give in to you. You can't spoil my Yang. Can you bear the responsibility for my precious grandson? Li Chuiying put her hands on her hips and was infuriated by Feng Zhangxia. Humph, you call your Yang darling. So what if my Tianyu is hungry? You're so selfish. The two of them went back and forth and almost started a fight in the kitchen. Hua Chunhua heard the quarrel in the room and rushed in angrily. Quarrel, 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 all you know how to do is quarrel. Quarreling every day when there's something going on. Hurry up and shut up, or else my wife will take a needle and sew up your mouths one by one. Hua Chunhua's fierce tone and eyes frightened Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia. Mother. I didn't want to quarrel, but sister-in-law insisted on occupying the pot to cook first. Look, I've already prepared the dishes, so I'll definitely cook faster than her. What's wrong with letting me cook first? Li Chuiying complained in front of Hua Chunhua, feeling wronged. Feng Zhangxia was unwilling to be left behind. Mother, my Yang is hungry. What's wrong with me cooking first? Tianyu is a big boy and can withstand hunger, but Yang is still young and can't withstand hunger. Mother? Hua Chunhua was confused by Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia's quarrel. Shut up, both of you shut up. You can even quarrel over cooking. I really admire the two of you. Every day you talk about trivial matters. Aren't you afraid of embarrassing yourself if word gets out? There's only one kitchen and I'm the one who cooks first. Since when did it become your turn? In a few days all of you will have to make your own kitchen. Don't squeeze together. It's inconvenient. When I'm done today, the first branch will use it first and the second branch will use it later. Tomorrow it'll be your turn. You can have one day first. Since Hua Chunhua said so, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia couldn't say anything more. Taking turns like this was considered very fair. If they said anything else, Hua Chunhua would probably scold them again. Mother. Alright then. Then my sister-in-law will go first. My family will go first tomorrow. Li Chuiying replied. Hua Chunhua responded faintly. Then she began to cook. Liang Jinxiao heard the noise in the kitchen of Old Zhao's house. Old Zhao's family members were taking turns. The fourth branch was the last to eat today. If they wanted to eat, they didn't know how long they would have to wait. Thus, Liang Jinxiao discussed with Zhao Yun, let's cook 2 more dishes. Today we can ask your fourth uncle and fourth aunt to come over to eat together so that they don't have to wait in line to cook. Tomorrow or the day after they can build their own kitchen so that they don't have to squeeze into one kitchen to cook. Zhao Yun naturally had no objections. She nodded and said, "Okay, mother. Let fourth uncle and the others come over to eat. Go and tell them so that they don't have to cook by themselves." "Okay, mother will go now," Liang Jinxiao said and went to find Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao. At first, Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao were embarrassed, but they couldn't resist Liang Jinxiao's enthusiasm and had to agree. Chapter 1292. Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, "It's no trouble at all. Just ask Yuner to cook a few more dishes. It's not like we eat every day, so it doesn't matter if we eat 1 or 2 meals. Third sister-in-law will still have to trouble you. Haha, fourth brother, fourth sister-in-law, you're too polite. It'll be more convenient when your own kitchen is ready. It's not convenient to have one kitchen to cook now." Yes. Third sister-in-law, you're right. We'll be busy building the wooden shed in the afternoon. Tomorrow we'll go to the blacksmith to custom make a pot. The kitchen will be ready in less than 2 days. That's good. Liang Jinxiao laughed heartily. Li Chuiying felt a little uncomfortable when she saw that Liang Jinxiao invited the fourth branch to eat but not the second branch. Without feeling embarrassed, Li Chuiying went directly to Liang Jinxiao and said to Liang Jinxiao, "Third sister-in-law, since it's not troublesome for your family, why don't you let the second branch eat with you? Anyway, it's just a matter of adding a few more pairs of chopsticks. You invited fourth brother and fourth sister-in-law, but you can't not invite me and your second brother, right?" Liang Jinxiao's mouth twitched and he didn't know how to refuse. When Zhao Yuner heard Li Chuiying's words, she came out of the kitchen and said with a fake smile, "Second aunt, you really know how to compare yourself with others. When fourth uncle and fourth aunt help us with the chores, why don't I see you and second uncle coming over to help? You don't know how to do the chores, but you know how to come over to eat. How interesting." Li Chuiying immediately cowered when she saw Zhao Yuner. She argued back, "Your family didn't ask my family to do the chores. If you asked, we might have helped." Zhao Yuner sneered. She really didn't know how to deal with thick-skinned people. "Second aunt, why don't you know how to do the chores if we don't ask you to? You know how to come over when we don't ask you to eat. This ability is really great. You?" Li Chuiying angrily glared at Zhao Yuner. "Third sister-in-law, look at your good daughter. How is she speaking to her elders?" Liang Jinxiao said helplessly, "Second sister-in-law, I don't think there's anything wrong with what Yuner said. It's true, you." Li Chuiying was angered by Zhao Yuner and Liang Jinxiao. Originally he wanted Liang Jinxiao to apologize to her, but his third sister-in-law had changed a lot. She didn't follow his words at all. "If you don't want to eat, so be it. Just you wait. Just wait until my family has delicious food. I'll make you guys drool." After Li Chuiying finished speaking, he angrily turned around and left. Zhao Yuner was even more disinclined to pay attention to people like Li Chuiying. It was good to send him away. It was really annoying to hang around in front of him. "Fourth uncle, fourth aunt, please go inside and have a seat. I'll cook 2 more dishes. It'll be ready in a while," Zhao Yuner said. Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao both responded, "Okay, Yuner girl. Thank you for your hard work." With that, the 2 of them didn't stand on ceremony and went into the third branch's room. In old Zhao's kitchen, only Hua Chunhua and Zhao Baoshan were eating because they had separated from the main family. Hua Chunhua casually cooked 2 dishes. If she cooked too many dishes, she wouldn't be able to finish them all. Now that the whole family wasn't eating together, Hua Chunhua was very generous. She took out all the good things in the room and fried a plate of bacon and a plate of vegetables. Chapter 1293. Previously he was reluctant to eat it because 20 caddies of bacon was not much. Good things should be eaten slowly. He could not finish it all at once. Moreover, he could save some dishes for the banquet, so there was no need to cook it. After eating for a few days, the leftovers were almost finished. Hua Chunhua left some meat for lunch, and the rest of the vegetables were distributed to the other members of her family. Now he was going to make some salted meat so that he could have a taste. Since they weren't a big family, they didn't need to fight for food. Especially without Zhao Wenshui, if they hadn't split up, Zhao Wenshui would have been able to eat half of it. Now that she made a plate of bacon, she and Zhao Baoshan could eat it slowly. A plate of bacon could last them for 3 days. Zhao Baoshan needed a side dish to go with drinking, and the bacon was just right. After Hua Chunhua heated up the leftover meat broth from the banquet, the entire kitchen was filled with a strong aroma. The most fragrant of all was the salted meat, which had a very strong aroma. The members of Zhao Baoshan's family who were waiting outside the kitchen couldn't help but swallow their saliva. Zhao Yangyang said to Feng Zhangxia, "Grandma, it smells so good. Yangyang wants to eat it." Feng Zhangxia frowned. "Yangyang, wait a little longer. Grandma will cook for you later." "Mother, Yangyang is eating the food that Grandma made." Shen Pan explained. "Oh, what did you eat when you were a baby? Smells so good. I don't think we have it at home." Shen Pan stretched out her nose and took a sniff. She was quite familiar with Xiang because before she got married, her family would always make salted fish and bacon at the end of every year. The villagers were poor and they couldn't even eat fresh pork, so they naturally didn't have the extra meat to make salted fish. If the salted meat was cooked properly, it was actually more delicious than fresh pork. For example, it was better to add some garlic to stir-fry it, or steam it with rice. The rice with the bacon would be infused with the fragrance of the bacon, which was very delicious. Shen Pan then explained to Feng Zhangxia, "Mom, it's bacon." "Bacon? I heard it's salted meat, right? There aren't many people in our village who eat it." Shen Pan nodded. "Yeah, we don't eat it often." "Then where did you get the milk from?" Feng Zhangxia asked with some puzzlement. "It must be from Lord Meng," Shen Pan guessed. Thinking of the good things that young Master Meng sent over the other day, Hua Chunhua carried many of them into the house by herself, without letting the Zhao family see them. Hearing Shen Pan's words, Feng Zhangxia couldn't help but scold her. "This old hag is so cruel. She keeps all the good stuff to herself and doesn't even give it to her sons and grandsons. When they're old and can't move anymore, let's see who's going to take care of her." The more Feng Zhangxia thought about it, the angrier she was. She didn't think that Lord Meng would give her the good things when they separated from the family. Now that they were divided, she didn't get any of Lord Meng's good things. Shen Pan comforted her mother, "Mother, don't think too much about it. When I go back, I'll go to my mother's house and bring some delicious food over. When Tianlong comes back, our good days will come. Right now, the most important thing is that we've separated from the family." You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.